The conference final. The drive continues. Arena Bowl 19. Las Vegas awaits.
Don't relinquish any ground, boys.
The rivalry. Bitter. Heat. And now everything they play for is on the line.
Just when it appeared that Colorado had the game under control,
Chicago won both regular season battles.
Chicago rises off the mat.
But Colorado won the division and the right to play this one at home. Today, the victor wins a Vegas vacation and a chance at the ultimate prize.
Come on, feel the thunder, there's a rumble in the house.
The Pepsi Center in Denver, scene of today's AFL American Conference Championship game. Mike Ditka's Chicago Rush, John Elway's Colorado Crush. And a few moments ago in the locker room, John Elway with an embrace for his quarterback, John Dutton, who will lead the Crush offense this afternoon. Meanwhile, his Chicago counterpart, Raymond Filyaw, gathering his thoughts. Coaching matchup between two best friends, Mike Daly and Mike Hohensee. And a few moments ago in the locker room, they addressed their teams.
I'm going to tell you right now, you're the best team Chicago's ever had. The best team Chicago's ever had. You're capable of winning two more. John Dutton is the only guy who's going out to represent us. If we win the coin toss, we want the ball, John. Yes, sir. Okay? Sure. Play as a unit, guys. Play as a unit. Sir. Crush on three. 1, 2, 3.
And there's Mike Hohensee, the coach of the Chicago Rush. He's been in this league for 19 years. And his best friend, Mike Daly, best man in his wedding, godfather to his children, on the other side of the field, the coach of the Colorado Crush. And you heard Mike Daly say they hope to get the ball first. They will. Chicago kicking off with Keith Gitzford. And Willis Marshall taking the ball off the net to get the game underway. And Marshall with a seam. Gitzford to beat. Marshall down the sideline for the touchdown. No, he'll be knocked out of bounds. Marked out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line.
You know, ordinarily I generally say I feel there's going to be a touchdown, kickoff return for touchdown. Didn't get a chance. You didn't give me a chance. You were so loquacious there at the top, but it looked like Willis Marshall had the opportunity, just his momentum. Yeah.
Did step out.
Right foot stepped in the white line, but excellent return for Willis Marshall. And the reason Coach Daly wanted that opening possession, he wants to score first and put immediate pressure on the Chicago team.
And in case I haven't mentioned it, Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, and Marty Snyder for this American Conference Championship game. Harrell had it ripped away just at the last second by Tony Lukens.
Great play by Tony Lukens, who saves a touchdown. So Mike Daly gets possession, gets a big return, and then goes to his offensive specialist, Damian Harrell, who caught 122 passes this year for 41 touchdowns. But a tremendous play by the defensive specialist, Tony Lukens, prevents the touchdown.
Harrell, first team all AFL this season with an AFL record 49 straight games with a touchdown reception. Second down. Toss to Harrell on the sideline. Knocked out of bounds just short of the 10 by Atu Molden, the Jack linebacker for the Rush. There's a flag down, first penalty of the game. It looked like Chicago had come offside. David Lambros is today's referee. Chicago defense starting with Moyer, Thomas, and Blyseth, who really has come on late and is the defensive player of the week for his performance against Los Angeles a week ago. McMillan, Alfonso, Shaw, Howard, and Lukens who made that play on Harrell in the end zone.
And we've been watching Bob McMillan and Rich Young, the matchup between the MAC linebacker and the fullbacks. Remember, in this league, you go both ways. You play linebacker position and you play fullback. So a lot of collisions today between Bob McMillan and Rich Young of Colorado.
Second down and 5.
Go!
Dutton's pass. Caught. Harrell keeps his balance and scores.
Well, you can say that about him a lot. He scores 51 consecutive games in which he's caught a touchdown pass. And then, you know, he caught 41 in the regular season. He caught 2 last week in their opening win in the playoffs, and then the opening drive today comes up with a big touchdown catch.
The 2 against San Jose last week, and on the opening drive of the game, Harrell with another touchdown reception from Dutton. And now Clay Rush with a extra point attempt, which is no good. I noticed a Rush in the warm-ups before the game, missing quite a few extra points. He's been one of the most dependable kickers in the league.
Saw that a lot yesterday in the conference championship game in Georgia. A lot of missed extra points. They get good protection, and the run after the catch. You see, Damian Harrell can beat you so many different ways. He can jump up and catch, he can run after the catch, and you better believe his quarterback, John Dutton, is happy. He should be.
Product not yet rated. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Why am I in the Army Reserve? It's not just for the experience or the training I can use as a soldier and as a civilian. It's for them, for my country. And it's all worth fighting for.
Visit GoArmyReserve.com.
Colorado scores on its first possession to take a 6-0 lead after the missed extra point. The winner, of course, moves on to Las Vegas next week to face Georgia. And in playoff football, Pat, your best players have to make big plays. We saw Damian Harrell make the play there for Colorado. We have 2 of the best in the game matched up today. 2
premier players in this league with a lot of premier players. But when you think of Atu Molden for Chicago, he has been sensational, really carried this team on his shoulders, particularly early in the year. And last week, 8 catches for a touchdown. He played great on special teams, 3.5 tackles on defense, all Ironman team, and he deserves it. Damian Harrell, whom we just saw, he's been sensational this year. 41 touchdown catches, can make all sorts of acrobatic catches, but I think what's important last week when they really needed the fourth quarter, over 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Now, great players, only one of them will be playing the next week's Arena Bowl.
And, of course, the Colorado coach Mike Daly matched up with his best friend today, hoping that he can make it to Las Vegas. His team breaks on top 6-0, and Coach Mike Daly is with Marty Snyder. Marty?
And, Coach, one of the keys that got you to this point last week was some outstanding defense, especially in the second half. So what needs to happen today to beat your best friend?
I think defense is going to be a factor. Get this time of year, those are the kind of things that win championships. We're going to have to play sound in all areas, but the defense is going to have to make some plays.
Tom, Coach Daly and Coach Owens have met 14 times, each with 7 wins, so something's got to give at some point today.
Exactly right, Marty, and interesting that in a game which is predicated on offense, that the coaches are talking about defense. Defense still wins championships, even in a game where you might score 70 points.
Well, the last 2 years bears that out. The leading scoring team in the AFL actually didn't make it past the first round the last 2 years.
And Clay Rush, who led the league in touchbacks, kicks it over the net into the stands for the touchback. And in preparation for this game, the Colorado Crush ordered 52 footballs, including 10 from Chicago. Normally 24 balls in a game, because when they're into the stands, you can keep the ball. They ordered 52 today, thinking Clay Rush would do his normal touchback job. So there you see the starting Chicago offense with Vilya at quarterback, McMillan, Molden, all Ironman. And up front, Blyseth, Moore, and Moyer.
John Moyer's had a great year protecting the passer.
Known as a pass rusher.
Yep.
But turning around and doing a good job the other side of the ball as well. Vilya's first pass complete to C.J. Johnson. The rookie from Tennessee State has been a sensation here late in the year. Hunter Barno and Patu trying to put the pressure on Raymond Vilya. And the rest of the Colorado defense, Rich Young, the all-Ironman, Mackenzie, Hawkins, Hughley, and Floyd.
Yeah, Rich Young at that MAC linebacker has had an absolutely sensational year rushing the passer. 5 sacks, forced a couple fumbles, had a safety, really led the league for MAC linebackers for sacks.
You got a good look at there at 44, McMillan, who is the fullback. for Chicago. Molden, the intended receiver. Filiaw's pass too wide. So the good matchup today between Bob McMillan and Rich Young, the fullback, MAC linebackers. I think of McMillan more as an offensive player and Young is more a defensive player, but look at the similar size and similar in their bench press.
Well, you're right. McMillan, is at 74 career touchdowns, which is third all-time in the AFL. And we just talked about Rich Young, what a great pass rusher he is. With primarily just a strength bull rush that he has for most of the game.
I think they're similar in their injuries, too, because they both have overcome a lot of injuries. That's the toughest spot on the field, that MAC linebacker-fullback combination. Russell Shaw on the reception from Filiaw, pushed out of bounds by Delvin Hughley right at the first down marker. It is first down Chicago.
How about Raymond Filiaw? You mentioned this is the third game of this season he's played against Colorado. 13 touchdowns, only the 3 interceptions. How about almost 70%? I mean, Mark Reed did that for the entire year last year in San Jose. He's had a great year in terms of percentage. At 68%, even better against Colorado.
409 yards against Colorado back in February. The Rush hoping to beat Colorado for the third time this season. Filiaw, Molden, no good, incomplete. Hughley defending Molden.
Yeah, you see how those back walls and the sideboards affect the quarterback's throws and the receiver's concentration. And the defensive backs know that. They'll undercut play underneath receivers using the back wall as a ninth defender. And the ball should have been thrown a little bit, with not quite as much loft, a little bit more zip. And he catches that ball before he hits the wall.
Molden had separated from Hughley, but the pass from Filiaw carried him past the boundary.
Molden, the man in motion.
Raymond Filiaw in the pocket, fires incomplete. Molden couldn't hang on as he was hit by Rashad Floyd, who jarred the ball loose.
Well, this Colorado team played great defense last week, particularly in the fourth quarter. They had a couple of defensive stops, and now they've got Chicago on their opening drive in a 3rd and 10 situation.
Rashad Floyd with that hit, second in the league with 129.5 tackles. Actually led the league in solo tackles with 123.
Molden, who's got a post route here.
On 3rd down, Filiaw's pass nearly intercepted, intended down the field for Shaw. Rashad Floyd for Johnson, Rashad Floyd made a break on the football, couldn't get it. It'll bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, so good offensive series for Colorado, and thus far, 3 good defensive plays on the opening defensive series for the Colorado Crush. And Rashad Floyd had his hands on it. Has 3 interceptions on the year and almost 130 tackles. Another good year for Rashad Floyd, even though he was benched for a game and missed half of another game.
4th down. Filiaw rolling to buy time, back across the field. Molden! What a catch, Atu Molden!
He said no.
No, now they say no. It hit the ground. He trapped it.
Did he look like it at the top of his jump?
I thought he had it.
Atu Molden, as we said at the very top, carried this team early in the year. They're a more balanced team the last few weeks. But on a 4th and 10 play, Raymond Filiaw goes to his guy, Atu Molden. Up. He's got it. He hit it. Did he say lost possession? Looks like he had possession of it there to me. Actually looked like a catch.
Let's see. Here it is again. Molden has it. He has it.
Oh, yeah, he dropped it right there. Yeah, absolutely. Good call by the official. Ball came loose.
Yeah, that was the good angle to see it. A stop for Colorado, already leading by 6.
Do I miss my old job? Who's going to see this? My life is very cool. As a poker champion, I've been basically all over the United States. I get autograph requests about every single day. I really learned how to play poker on PokerStars.net. That's where I really sharpened my skills. The best advice I can give for a poker player is to go on to PokerStars.net and practice. Practice makes perfect. Without that, I would not be a world champion today. I may have won the World Series of Poker, but I'm basically the same guy. Same guy, nicer car.
And where are you taking my daughter?
To dinner.
I want to know how.
Well,
what time will you be home? What's your GPA? Where's your resume?
You
You certified in CPR?
Why is that grilling him?
What's the state bird of Kentucky?
Everyone's getting grilled with IHOP's new sourdough cheese grillers. Turkey and provolone, roast beef and cheddar, and ham and brie, all on grilled sourdough cheese bread served with your favorites for a limited time. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
It's the Subway AFL on NBC Studio. Al Troutwig along with Glenn Parker and Ray Bentley today. If it is to be about defense, guys, let's talk about the Colorado Rush. Already they have one stop in the books. That's just the beginning. They have to be better than they were the entire regular season today.
They absolutely do. 4 times they let teams score over 60 points on them. I'm going to show you a graphic here. Take a look at here. Top 4 teams in the playoffs right now. Look at the top 3. Of course, the top 1, Georgia, already won their game against Orlando. Colorado's going to come up big, Ray.
Yeah, they do, but they did play very good defense last week in that win over San Jose. In particular, in the fourth quarter, it looks like they picked that back up again here in the first quarter.
Yesterday, Georgia survived a thriller that went down to the final play of the game. We'll talk to the winning coach who's headed to Arena Bowl, Doug Plank, live at halftime. Join us then. Right now, let's go back to Tom and Pat.
All right, Al, as John Elway looks on, his team leading 6-0. This is the American Conference Championship game. And the winner, as you said, will move to Las Vegas to face Doug Plank.
You know, just following up on the point the guys are making about defense in the studio, remember this Colorado team has scored 8 times on defense. They have 11, and then they have 3 other return touchdowns. But they've been opportunistic on defense and used their defensive plays as a scoring opportunity.
And with that very talented receiving core, as John Dutton has the luxury of spreading the ball around to some excellent receivers.
Yeah, and he said to us yesterday, any one of those 5 can dominate a game.
Dutton for McCullough. Touchdown! Andy McCullough, who had 2 touchdown receptions against San Jose last week, with a 26-yard scoring toss from John Dutton.
You know, we talked to Andy McCullough yesterday, and he seemed awfully excited about his chances today and his opportunities. Played beautifully last week in the franchise's biggest win against San Jose in the first round of the playoffs. They started him a bit of a surprise. They liked his physical presence, and again, he makes a physical play there for a Colorado touchdown.
Andy McCullough, who played with Peyton Manning at Tennessee, gathers in the scoring toss from Dutton. Rush, who missed his first point after, knocks that one through the uprights. And after a stop, Colorado extends its lead over Chicago. Andy McCullough is a happy receiver. John Dutton laid it out. McCullough gathered it in. And Colorado goes up early on Chicago, 13-0.
NASCAR returns to Daytona. The Pepsi 400 live in primetime, July 2nd on NBC.
Kid, how many fingers I got up?
4.
What city are we in?
I don't know.
You remember what you did last night?
No.
Remember what I did last night?
No.
He's fine. It's all good. Let him in.
I woke up in the middle of the night, terrified. Someone tried to come in my house. Fortunately, we had an ADT security system.
Mrs. Parker, this is ADT. We're receiving an alarm. Are you all right?
Yes, we're okay. I'm glad ADT was there, watching out for my family.
Don't take chances. Take control of your family's safety with ADT, America's #1 security company. Call now and save $100 off when you buy ADT's family package. ADT, always there.
The AFL on NBC is brought to you by new Budweiser Select, brewed for a crisp taste that finishes clean. Be selective. By Odor Eaters, absorb sweat and destroys odor on contact with new Zorbatex technology. And by Mentos, the fresh maker. Colorado leading 13-0 for a sneak peek. Let's go down to Marty.
One of the men key on that play, Tom, was, of course, quarterback John Dutton. Walk us through what you guys did on that play, and you made it look easy on the one-play drive.
Yeah, it was, we call it in H post, and Andy McCullough in the middle with the post.
Basically, it's a high-low read backside, and they gave it to me, and Andy made a great catch and run with it.
All right, let's take a look at the throw real quick, and here it is.
Eyes are right here on this guy, number 5.
Your eyes on number 5?
He jumped down. Andy made great route, wide open, gets it in for a touchdown.
And Tom, this is very similar to the start last week against San Jose. Very quick, very early on. In fact, our first scoring drive on offense was one play, just like this week.
You know, Tom, that's why Mike Daly wanted to start the game with the ball. And he's gotten exactly the kind of start he wanted offensively, but even more importantly, defensively.
And C.J. Johnson awaiting the kick by Clay Rush.
You don't get too many returns against Clay Rush. Led the league in touchbacks, 60 of them over the net.
And one already on his first kickoff today. In the thin air of Denver, that one off the net. To Johnson. Johnson slammed against the wall at the 15-yard line by Rashad Floyd.
You know, Tom, don't you just sense a different intensity level? I mean, you know, I think in any league, indoors, outdoors, any kind of sport, when you get to the playoffs, you're one game away from the ultimate. You just feel a little bit of a different pitch. When we talked with guys yesterday, there was I feel like there's like a 20% change in intensity level from what we see in the regular season.
Raymond Fillion telling us just that. And he has some work to do now. Trailing 13-0, he sends C.J. Johnson in motion. Fillion crossing to Johnson. Johnson with a nice move to the outside, tackled to 15 by Delvin Hughley. So a first down, big gain of 20 yards to C.J. Johnson.
You know, you mentioned he didn't play much. He only played one in the first 12 games, did C.J. Johnson, just a rookie. And Mike Hohensee really brought him along slowly. But, boy, the last 5 weeks he has emerged to be quite a player.
With 8 catches, 110 yards, 2 receiving touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown last week against the Avengers, as Chicago outscored Los Angeles 35-10 and came from 18-point down to win and move to this conference championship game. Fillion
great decision.
Away.
Great decision. They were trying to run a tight end screen to John Moyer, perfectly defended by the Colorado Crush. I'm going to mix up these Crush and Rush 10 times today. But, you know, right up here is the screenplay, but perfectly read and then recorded. Smart defensive play, and then really a good decision by Fillion to throw it away.
Kyle Moore-Brown finally putting the pressure on Fillion, forcing him to toss the ball into the stand. So Pat has the ability to listen in to the quarterbacks as they make their play call. That's huddle up on this play, Pat.
Yeah, and what he's called is an H-sail to Otto Molden, who's in the slot. The man in motion. He's going to run a sail, which is kind of a short corner route. Going there first. That's taken away.
So he looked the other way and found his receiver at the 10-yard line. Yeah, that was Johnson, but
good read by Fillion. The corner had dropped off deep, took away that sail route, so he came back to the short guy, but really no gain.
Ahmad Hawkins making the stop on the play for Colorado. So a third down play coming up for Fillion.
Well, I just heard the call again. It's called 50 pig. So you have a post and then a dig route. It ends a post and then a dig.
Johnson dancing in motion. Here's Fillion. In the end zone intended for Johnson.
Through the post to Johnson, but Rashad Floyd, number 4, the defensive specialist, Tom, is off to a great start.
Yeah,
almost had an interception. Great undercut on that play. And Rashad Floyd really made a very, very difficult window. And forces a field goal attempt, which is really another stop in this league.
This time on 4th down, Chicago will go for the field goal by Keith Gisbert. Earlier on 4th down, they went for it and were stopped. So a 26-yard attempt by Gisbert trying to get Chicago on the board. And it's no good. Frustrating beginning for Chicago while Colorado looks at the top of its game on both sides of the football. And the Colorado Crush leading Chicago 13-0 in this American Conference Championship game. Gisbert didn't like the little touch from Hunter. Everything going Colorado's way.
Earthlink welcomes you to the high-speed play of the week.
Make sure you make a play when it comes your way, okay?
And Kevin McKenzie did just that with the opening kickoff.
He's got speed.
McKenzie set the tone for the game with some quick moves and a fast score. 56 yards later, Colorado had the lead. 4 quarters later, they were headed to the American Conference Finals. The AFL and Earthlink. We revolve around you.
Hey, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Terry.
I'm John.
And I'm one of Earthlink's 2,000 employees.
I'm your internet service provider.
Your ISP. I am not a giant server in an air-conditioned room. I'm a living, breathing, hardworking internet person.
Just like you.
I'm watching out for you on the internet 24/7.
We've created spam blocker,
virus blocker,
spyware blocker,
scam blocker. If there's a problem, we create a blocker for it.
We love our jobs. We love what we do, and we enjoy it.
We're here to protect and serve you.
More speed, more security. That's Earthlink. Earthlink. We revolve around you.
You know what they say, Prince. Big boots, big odor.
Only Odor Eaters has Sorbitex technology to absorb sweat and destroy odor on contact. Odor Eaters foot and sneaker spray.
Stops odor. Dries crystal clear.
First quarter, Mike Daly and the Crush pitching a shutout, leading Chicago 13-0 in what has been an up-and-down season for the Colorado Crush. They began well. They came out of the gate with an 8-2 record. But then they went 2-4 down the stretch, including several embarrassing losses. Then last week, Colorado regained its early season form, defeating San Jose 56-48. And now just one win away from the Arena Bowl.
Remember, they were 9 yards away from the Arena Bowl last year, and they lost at Arizona.
Colorado takes over after the missed field goal at the 5-yard line. Colorado in 2 possessions has run 3 plays and scored 2 touchdowns.
They have what they call a 300 hitch called here. He's trying to force them to make a tackle.
Harrell. Tackle is made by Tony Lukens.
Tony Lukens is an interesting guy, I think, for Chicago. They're one of their defensive specialists, just a rookie, and Mike Hohensee was just so excited about having him available this year. We got off to a very bad start. His very first practice, before his very first practice in Chicago. He grew up in Texas, didn't he?
El Paso.
El Paso. But he slipped on ice going to his very first practice, sprained his ankle, and was really not the same kind of player the first half of the season.
It's one of those high ankle sprains that takes forever to heal. Here's Harrell, open again. No, he did drop it. He did drop it.
I'll tell you, that was a perfect throw by John Dutton. You see how quickly he threw it, Tom? You know, really before Harrell made the break. And I was talking to Brian Partlow, the offensive coordinator for Colorado, before the game. They said they want to run a lot of post routes today against Tony Lukens.
Well, Harrell was wide open again.
Should have had it.
Now it's 3rd down for Colorado.
This is DeJuan Alfonso in there playing jack linebacker now, Tom. A guy that always makes a lot of hustle plays.
And Colorado takes a timeout with the play clock ticking away. So their first timeout, it comes with 2:35 left in the opening quarter of this American Conference Championship game. And Colorado leading Chicago 13-0. 3rd down when we come back.
Well, now, where's the fire, boys? Oh, fresh toasted sandwiches. Well, get those babies home before they get cold.
Fresh toasted sandwiches from Subway restaurants.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Sponsors of Greg Biffle and Car 16.
The Fresh Maker.
Loctite Power Grab. Grabs instantly. With 9 times higher initial hold than the leading brand. Without bracing. Loctite Power Grab. Project solved.
Shawn Crawford, Maurice Green. Olympic champions go head-to-head in a 100-meter showdown. The Reebok Grand Prix, next Saturday, 4 Eastern, NBC.
Everyone's talking about Hit Me Baby One More Time. Do the bands we love still have what it takes? Hit Me Baby One More Time, NBC Thursday.
13-0 game. This third down coming up for Colorado. The only little bump in the road they've had so far. Don't imagine they look too much further than Damian Harrell, their big play man.
Well, you know, he's a force anywhere, but particularly inside the 10-yard line.
When we're down in the red zone, we like to run pretty much two routes. One is the fade route, and the other is the post route. And both routes done pretty much just throwing it up, giving me a chance to make a play. This route right here is actually the fade route, man, and what we want to do is pretty much get single coverage, get off the jam, and let the quarterback give me a good ball. And this is the post. All we want to do is get up in there, get to the back of the end zone, let the quarterback give me a good ball, and make a play. Touchdown.
Yeah, he has one touchdown on that post route already. I think he's a weapon all over the field. But when they get down into that red zone, they run the fade as he was talking about. They run the post, and then they run a couple of delay routes to him as well.
Right now they need to pick up the first down. It's third down for Colorado. Third down and a couple of yards.
Pretty tight coverage by all three guys, all three defensive backs from Chicago.
John Dutton, the short drop, and completes the pass to Marshall on the sideline for the first down. Lukens knocked him out of bounds, but not until Colorado converted a third down.
You know, Tom, what a smart play again by John Dutton. He has improved so much over the last 2 years under the guidance of Mike Daly and Brian Partlow, his offensive coordinator. You know, he knew he needed 3 yards. He had a home run ball to McCullough. He was there. He was not there. Boom. Gets the ball out quickly. Picks up the first down. Smart read. Good throw.
Dutton knows all about winning championships. He was MVP of the Arena Bowl when San Jose won it. 2002. Dutton's pass again after he looked one way and then completed it the other way. Harrell catches it. Shaw immediately knocks him down.
I think about Damian Harrell is, to me, as an offensive specialist, he's been consistently spectacular. That was kind of a regular old catch that you see in this league made by anybody. But when he makes one-handed catches, he jumps up and crowds and makes a catch and breaks tackles, runs over people. He has been unbelievable. 5 straight years of over 1,000 yards in receptions. And I think as a quarterback, you always appreciate guys who are that consistent.
Harrell with that regular season 49 straight games to set the record. This is Andy McCullough. He's marked out of bounds short of the end zone. Tony Lukens managed to get him out of bounds. Gain of 18.
Excuse me, Tom. How about some of Damian Harrell's great catches from this year? And there have been a bunch of them. Of a one-handed variety. Just kind of snags it in the corner. What you know, great body control, wonderful strength and concentration. I mean, try that in your backyard with a couple of trees.
Yeah, you have to use the trees for the sideboards, huh?
Unbelievable.
He did drop one today, which was highly unusual. That was stop the press material. Here's the pitch to Pia'ua, the fullback, who gets it to the 2-yard line. Gain of a couple.
Nice tackle by John Thomas. There he is, number 56 for Chicago.
Been a welcome addition.
Yeah, Mike Owens, he was talking to us yesterday about John Thomas. You know, he was let go after 8 games. New York Dragons had him. Came here and he said, hey, he's really been the third guy that's really complimented John Moyer and DJ Blyseth in our pass rush. And boy, they've rushed the passer well the last 3 weeks. 7 sacks in the last 3 weeks, and he's been a big part of that inside push.
We're going to let the final seconds tick away to end this first quarter. A first quarter that has been impressive if you're a Colorado Crush fan. Raymond Villar and Chicago trailing 13-0. The AFL on NBC continues after these messages from your local NBC station.
NBC Monday, the hottest night on television, takes off with a high-speed couples Fear Factor. Then, welcome to the family. See how it all got started. The very first episode of Las Vegas. God, I love this town. And that's not all. Go back to the beginning, where the very first medium.
Tell me one more time where you think this body is.
You're standing on it.
Fear Factor, Las Vegas, and Medium. The hottest night on television, NBC Monday.
Jeeves, what delicacy is this? Do I detect a hint of garlic? Yes, I do. Bold, but not overstated. What's that, Jeeves? Oh, don't sneak up on me like that. But yes, I'd love a drink.
Elevate your taste with the new White Castle Roasted Garlic Chicken Sandwich. Tender chicken draped with savory garlic cheese. It's the next big crave.
That'll be all, Jeeves. Really. Run along.
White Castle. What you crave.
Sensuous curves. Draw you in. It listens to your every word. And allows you to let go while holding on tight. The 2005 Jaguar S-Type. The power to turn a quick glance into a lasting stare. Can you resist? Allow your Jaguar dealer to indulge you in the most exquisite sales experience in the industry.
Diamonds, GIA and EGL certified. The Jewelry Factory has thousands of diamonds, all at low prices. Compare the Majors I1 1 carat for $4,900 with our SI quality for $2,900. Quarter carat solitaires are $89, half carat solitaires $299, and 1 carat studs $399. We specialize in 18 carat and platinum and carry 2 caraters and above. Only the Jewelry Factory has a low price and double value guarantee. Buy Factory Direct, the Jewelry Factory in Hackensack.
The true test of champions is on. The Belmont Centennial, Saturday, June 11th.
3 more quarters now. You won that one. Get it in here now. Get yourself 7 here, okay? Do all you got to do to give yourself a chance to win. Here we go. Crush on 3. 1, 2, 3, crush.
Mike Daly's team did indeed win that first quarter. In fact, a rare shutout. 13-0 after 1. Let's go to Marty now with Coach Hohensee of Chicago.
Yeah, Tom, Coach Hohensee's quick to point out, though, this is not the first time they've been shut out in a quarter, and they've come back to win those games for this year. So what do you do to right this ship?
Well, we got to start catching the football. I think we got a hot quarterback. He's putting the ball where he's asked to. Our receivers have to do a better job catching it.
Defensively, they seem like they're making progress on Raymond and getting a real good push up the middle.
Well, you know, we got to protect a little better, I guess. I haven't noticed that very much. I just know our receivers have been getting open. They just haven't caught the ball.
And remember, they were down 18 last week at Los Angeles on the road, like this week, and came back to win.
You know, Tom, that's a very good point that Marty just makes. So you cannot get discouraged in this league. You know, I don't care what the score is. You saw in yesterday's, game. Orlando came roaring back at the end.
7th play of the current drive upcoming. It's 2nd down and goal for the Crush.
Well, remember, here's Damian Harrell, who likes that fade, and he also likes the post.
Touchdown!
Nice call by Brian Partlow, the offensive coordinator. Big John Dutton, all 225 pounds, sneaks to the end zone.
He only had 1 rushing touchdown all season long.
But, I think that's good coaching.
Yeah.
You get to the playoffs, you're trying to get to the Arena Bowl, a little fake pitch, which they run that S off-tackle play. The S is the receiver, picks up a good block, and then dances into the end zone. Nice change of pace call.
Kevin McKenzie with a block for him as he then outraces McMillan into the end zone. Todd Howard couldn't tackle him short of the goal line. Play rush, extra point, barely. Sneaks it through that upright.
Damian Harrell got some attention on that as well, didn't he? Just kind of cleared it out for Dutton to be able to sneak around the end.
You have to watch him.
Absolutely. Harrell runs the fade route. That clears out the corner. And then he just has enough speed to get the corner of the end zone. A great start for the Crush, up by 20.
Arena Bowl 19 Las Vegas. Next Sunday, 3 Eastern, NBC.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Cindy. Hi. Hi, I'm Jan. I'm Marsha. I'm Rachel. Hi, I'm Monica. I'm Phoebe.
Hi, Phoebe.
I'm Carrie. I'm Charlotte. Miranda. I'm Samantha. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Zena.
Zena?
Yes, Zena. I'm Lucy. This is my friend Ethel. Hi, my name's Louise. Call me Weezy. Hi, I'm Ginger.
Ginger. I'm Cliff, and this is my buddy Norm. Hey.
Product not yet rated. EA Sports. It's in the game.
I'm worried about leaving my family alone when I traveled. What if something happened? That's why I got ADT.
I came home one night and found a burglar in my house. And we live in a nice neighborhood. That's why I got ADT.
And now you can get the peace of mind that comes from America's #1 security company. Call now and save $100 off the regular price when you buy ADT's family package. Why worry when you have the security of ADT? ADT, always there.
Just inside the second quarter, Colorado up by 20. Let's go back and have a twin peek at that last touchdown. You see the effect that Damian Harrell on the left runs a fade, and on the right, the quarterback, John Dutton's the beneficiary, all the coverage that he's getting. So you have to worry about him on that fade. You have to worry about it in the post. Ordinarily, the corner comes up and makes a tackle on the quarterback, but not when you have to guard him, Damian Harrell.
And so far, Colorado has been perfect. 3 touchdowns in 3 possessions on offense. 2 stops on Chicago's 2 possessions. The only kink in the matter, Clay Rush did miss 1 extra point.
Yeah, I think as good as the offense of Colorado has been, the impressive thing in the first half has been the Colorado defense.
Johnson fields this kickoff off the net. Edging his way, trying to use the blocker, makes it to the 13. Hugh Hunter with a special teams tackle.
Remember, Hugh Hunter was talking to us yesterday about playing special teams.
Yeah.
He says a lot of times the big guys take special teams plays off. But he says, hey, I'm enthused on offense and defense, but on special teams is where I try to make my mark. He made a nice tackle there.
Hunter, who was born in Portsmouth, Virginia, is a counselor and football coach in middle school and a counselor. Has a master's degree in psychology.
A really interesting guy.
Gilliard's pass caught by Otto Molden.
There's a guy that's going to have to touch the ball more. If they're going to get back to this game, Otto Molden once again is going to have to take this team, put them right back there on his shoulders, and then make plays like this. And a little bit like Harrell, although he's a two-way player. Molden's a two-way player. Harrell's just an offensive specialist. You know, he has done everything for his team that the coaches have asked and even more. And you see first, and then tied for first. And there's a lot of check marks for Otto Molden.
And he got 15 yards on that one before Floyd was able to tackle him.
He's going to have a big second quarter here to get his team back in the game.
Gilliard with plenty of time. Lost it up. Intercepted. Willis Marshall timed it perfectly and picked it off. Another Colorado stop.
Fantastic defensive first half. Perhaps the best of the year for Colorado, considering the importance of the game. Kind of a lofted ball, which allowed Willis Marshall to go run it down like Willie Mays would have.
Over the shoulder, Marshall catching it. Russell Shaw unable to prevent the defender from the pickoff. And Colorado has now stopped Chicago 3 times. Domination so far.
The promotion. A new title. A bigger paycheck. Better days ahead. Your hard work paid off, and so did that extra confidence from getting rid of your gray hair with Just for Men hair color. Just for Men targets only the gray hair, replaces it with subtle tones for a natural look in 5 easy minutes. When you feel confident, it shows. Just for Men, the Rejuvenator.
Tony, most people want to get in better shape, but they just don't have the time.
Well, Stacy, what if I told you in just 3 20-minute workouts, only 1 hour a week, you can increase your energy levels, strengthen your heart, reduce your stress, and shape all the muscles of your body, all with one quality machine? Would you be interested?
Yes, I would.
Well, Stacy, I have good news.
Tell me more.
I just saved a bunch of money on my car insurance by switching to Geico. Yeah, baby, you can do it.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Hey, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Terry.
I'm John.
And I'm one of Earthlink's 2,000 employees.
I'm your internet service provider.
Your ISP. I am not a giant server in an air-conditioned room. I'm a living, breathing, hardworking internet person.
Just like you.
I'm watching out for you on the internet 24/7.
We've created spam blocker, virus blocker,
spyware blocker,
scam blocker. If there's a problem, we create a blocker for it.
We love our jobs. We love what we do, and we enjoy it.
We're here to protect and serve you.
More speed, more security. That's Earthlink. Earthlink. We revolve around you.
The blockbuster summer hit is back.
Who are you? What are you?
I don't remember!
The 4400 returns for a full season of breathtaking all-new episodes.
We are not.
I'm not. I'm not.
The enemy.
Log on to the4400.com and check your local listings for the premiere on USA Network.
The AFL on NBC is brought to you by Las Vegas, home of Arena Bowl 19, Sunday, June 12th. Don't miss the party. By EA Sports Arena Football, coming February 2006. By ADT, America's residential and commercial security leader. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO.
You know, Tom Willis Marshall made the all-Ironman team named just last week, and deservedly so. What a play there. Two things. Watch how the physical part of play, the jam at the beginning of this play, and then the athleticism, and then the catch-up speed as the ball is lofted. As I said, playing center field, goes up and gets it. So physical at the start and athletic at the end. And in Colorado, again, a terrific defensive series, and he has done virtually everything well this year for Colorado. You want a guy who's a good receiver? Check. You want a guy who can return a kickoff? Check. Now you want a guy who kicks a lot of balls? Boom. And he's good on defense as well.
Well, what he didn't do was have an interception.
Just got one. The biggest game of the year thus far for the Rush. Crush.
Or either one.
Either one. I'm going to get it.
Dutton short drop. Harrell, sure hands to snag the football, and then that late hit by McMillan draws a flag. Bolden and Shaw had him. Forward progress stopped, and then McMillan came in to supply the blow. A little frustration peeking through, perhaps, and that draws the penalty marker.
I think McMillan in 55. Scott Pospisil as well. Got a helmet.
Defense up 5. 10 yards from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
On
Pospisil.
Yeah. Nose tackle. Yep. Nose tackle for Chicago. Kind of an interesting guy, like you see in this league. You're going to see very late number 55. There's McMillan with 55. Pospisil.
Pospisil beat him to the punch.
He did.
Literally.
Could have had 2 flags. He was a walk-on at Iowa. By the time he was a senior, he was a team captain.
Go. So first down, Colorado. Again on target, McKenzie.
Oh, you know, here we are in the playoffs, and when I think playoffs, I think of Kevin McKenzie. Remember the incredible game he had when he was with San Jose a few years ago?
First 6 times he touched the ball for San Jose in 2003. He had a touchdown, and he has come on to be such a valuable member of this Colorado team. 69 receptions in the regular season this year with 14 touchdowns.
And I think he's played great on defense. 5 interceptions.
Pump once, Dutton, hit from behind, ball loose.
Molden.
And Chicago finally gets a break. They recover the fumble.
Yeah, Atu Molden.
Yep. And John Moyer in there too.
Yeah, John Moyer had the big sack last week late in the game against Los Angeles. Watch John Moyer, just so good off the edge. We talked about him as an offensive player. Gets that right hand there. Great play by Moyer. 6 sacks on the year, forces fumbles. And then their other superstar, Atu Molden, there to make the big defensive stop.
Dutton never saw him coming.
And when they needed a play, who do they go to? They go to John Moyer and Atu Molden.
Finally, Chicago gets a break. Fumble recovery. That's a Chicago stop. Now they need to score.
The Fresh Maker.
We're a pretty tight group here. It doesn't happen overnight. People have to learn that they can count on you. You know what I mean?
All
Yes, sir, I do.
Get strength for now, strength for later. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
What? That was offside. Face back. First down. Way to go, baby.
Go for 2. Blitz.
Get out. Time out. Come out. Time out. He's all over him. Interference. Right in his hand. Oh.
So glad I'm not playing anymore.
Touchdown. Yeah.
Every armchair quarterback needs a high-definition widescreen projection TV monitor. Aaron's has a great selection at the guaranteed lowest price.
Game over? Game over?
What? The power of America's best. The beauty and grace of a phenom. The precision of a great champion. The will to reclaim a crown. Watch as they gather at the famed lawns of the All-England Club, aiming for tennis's most prestigious title, Wimbledon. Coverage begins June 25th on NBC.
AFL's American Conference Championship game. It's been all Colorado so far, leading 20-0. But John Moyer, who forced a couple of fumbles during the regular season, forces one here as he blindsides John Duck.
Yeah, you know, you talked about the big players have to play great in these kind of games. John Moyer is one of their veterans, a seventh year, who's played terrifically his entire career for Chicago. And when they really needed to stop desperately in a turnover, he's the one who forces the fumble, and then his teammate Otto makes the recovery. And now he's back on offense, protecting Raymond Filia, trying to give him some protection. He's only allowed one sack the past 2 years.
Dutton saying to Marty Snyder on the sideline, his fault, a coverage sack. He didn't want to throw it to Harrell and thought it would have been intercepted, so he held it too long. Should have tried to run with the ball, he said. So the turnover gives it to Chicago. Now Filia's pass a little low. Jeremy McDaniel can't handle it. Incomplete on first down.
That's a ball that Jeremy McDaniel should catch. He ran one of those dig routes inside. A good pass rush inside. I think it was by Barno.
Frustration for the Chicago offense today. And Filia's only 5 of 14, had one picked off.
Yeah, remember, this is a guy who came into the game completing 68% of his passes, which was the second best in the AFL.
Flag stopped the play before it could get started.
He's pointing at number 91, Hugh Hunter.
Prior to the snap infraction, offense, no snapper, 5-yard penalty. Now.
You know, Tom Molden made that recovery. He only has one catch. You know, I just think that if you're going to claw yourself back into this game, Otto Molden is going to have to catch some balls.
Second down and 15 now for Chicago. Filia with the play call. There's Molden, the all-Ironman performer.
And he's got what I just listened to play, a wing post. That's to C.J. Johnson, who's right down here, looking deep first.
Filia with plenty of time. Johnson, touchdown, Chicago.
Fantastic protection. I mean, again, you're going to claw your way back into this game. The first thing you have to do is protect your quarterback, and he got fantastic protection, a 5-step drop. Raymond Filia held the ball forever. In this league, that's a long, long time. Nice lofted pass for C.J. Johnson to run under. And they're clawing the way back in. Look at the inside protection. Your bicep makes a nice job, does a great job. Moyer. Again, Moyer on offense that time.
And a 36-yard reception for C.J. 4 receptions in the game for him now. And Chicago finally scores. The extra point by Gisbert is good. New life for Chicago. Perhaps the recovered fumble can turn things around. They convert it into 7 points on this pass from Filia to C.J. Johnson, who had beaten Ahmad Hawkins. It's 20-7, Colorado.
IHOP presents the AFL Hungry Team of the Week.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Down by 18 in the second half.
Chicago with a tremendous fourth-quarter rally.
But the Rush battled back.
Chicago's got it!
And forced their way into the conference finals.
The veteran crew went on the road and beat the favored Los Angeles Avengers.
The AFL and IHOP. Come hungry. Leave happy.
And where are you taking my daughter?
To dinner.
I want to know how.
Well...
What time will you be home? What's your GPA? Where's your resume?
Well,
You certified in CPR?
Why is that grilling him?
What's the state bird of Kentucky?
Everyone's getting grilled with IHOP's new sourdough cheese grillers. Turkey and provolone, roast beef and cheddar, and ham and brie, all on grilled sourdough cheese bread, served with your favorites for a limited time. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy. Loctite Power Grab. Grabs instantly. With 9 times higher initial hold than the leading brand. Without bracing. Loctite Power Grab. Project solved.
Next Saturday, let the show begin. The world's biggest stars align in Louisville, Kentucky for the Do Action Sports Tour. Skateboarding, BMX, freestyle motocross. It's the Pro Tour of Action Sports. The Panasonic Open, live next Saturday, 2 Eastern, NBC.
There is no quitting that guy. Raymond Filliard just threw his first touchdown pass of the game to get his team back in the hunt. And let's listen to the play call just a moment ago on the touchdown call.
Trade left SO, 20 stop cross wing post.
You see the wing post. The wing post is C.J. Johnson right down here. And what he's going to do is run that post, and then the great protection allowed Raymond Filliard to hang on that ball a long time. See that? And Filliard kind of bounces around in the pocket, finds that open area, the open seam to find Johnson. So good play call, good execution, but really the protection allowed the touchdown.
You actually use chalk in that chalk?
Well, occasionally I do. I have some colored chalk at home.
Hawkins awaits the kick from Gisbert, who
Still waiting.
buries it into the stands. Over the net for the touchback.
2 really good kickers in this game, huh? Steve Gisbert kicked a winning field goal against Colorado in the opening game here in February 15th.
That was the game winner, 21 yards with 2 seconds left.
You know, Gisbert's an interesting guy. Every Wednesday, by himself, he goes over to Northwestern to practice.
Inside.
He goes in there all by himself. The coaches say, go on over there, do your practice. And so it's a kind of a one-man practice session every Wednesday at Northwestern.
Practices the onside kicks as well as the placement kicks. First down, McCullough in motion. Underneath, the pass is caught by Amon Hawkins. And Hawkins takes it to the 20-yard line for a first down, Colorado.
Different kinds of receivers Colorado has. I mean, I think of Hawkins and Marshall and McKenzie. That was Hawkins who just caught that one. I think of the run after the catch. You know, you think about Damian Harrell, kind of an athletic player, and then, you know, the real Andy McCullough, good inside. But you see, this is what Dutton likes about him. He likes the competitiveness of Harrell, McKenzie, the knowledge of the game. McCullough, that big, strong hands, hard-nosed. And then Hawkins, explosive, who just caught that one. And as I said, he said any one of those 5 receivers can take over a game.
Dutton looks one way, goes the other way, right off the hands. Those were strong hands, but they were like steel that time.
Well, you know, he was looking down at his shoes. Did you notice that? One of his 300 pair. He's got 300 pair of shoes.
How many of those are dress shoes?
Well, we asked him yesterday. I said, hey, you know, you have 300 pair of shoes. Please, how many dress shoes do you have? He said 40. 40 pair of dress shoes. Then we asked Coach Daly.
And he had 5.
Yeah, 5 pair
2 black, 2 brown, and 1 burgundy.
Yeah, I kind of consider that brown.
McCullough, who grew up in Dayton, Ohio, led the state of Ohio in basketball scoring as a senior. Played his football down in Knoxville with Peyton Manning for the Vols.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think he caught Peyton Manning's last college touchdown in the Orange Bowl, 1998 Orange Bowl. And a guy, he was a delight with whom we spoke yesterday, right? He's a guy who was just kind of lit up the room when he came in.
He did indeed.
And he coached, when he came here, he told Coach Daly before he was being wooed in free agents, he said, Coach, I will do anything that you ask. You want to play great special teams, defense, offense, whatever you ask, I will do it for you.
His mom and dad, Joanne and Charles McCullough. His dad, a truck driver, and so his mom was home with him a lot, and the biggest influence in Andy's life, as Dutton finally just throws it away as the protection broke down, nobody open. But Joanne and Charles been married 45 years. Andy has 5 brothers and sisters, and his mom told him, always be the best at what you do, and no matter what you're doing. And they have tried to come to as many of his games as they can over the years, all through high school, college, and now as a professional.
Could you get better advice from a parent?
Nope.
Yeah.
And Andy has lived up to it, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Just a delightful guy, classy guy, and a pretty doggone good football player. He's the man in motion right now.
And the self-proclaimed best-dressed man on the team.
Coach Daly said so, too.
Harrell. Dutton just lofted that one over the defense. Harrell caught it, and then McDaniel hit him hard just inside the 15-yard line.
You know, one of the things I like about Damian Harrell is he's not selfish. You know, some of these prima donna receivers, and you don't find too many of them in this league, but guys that just demand the ball, they want to get in the end zone. He's not afraid to catch a couple of those short passes, mix it up, and he doesn't care whether he catches 1 pass or 10 passes as long as his team wins.
Harrell, highly recruited out of South Miami High School, played in Tallahassee for Florida State. So from one of the biggest football schools in the country, but as you said, not a selfish player. Here's McCullough underneath the coverage, diving inside the 10 to set up a 1st and goal for Colorado. Todd Howard covered McCullough. He's having a big game so far, as he did last week in the start against San Jose.
You're right, 7 catches, 122 yards last week, 2 touchdowns. So Andy McCullough, that big target at 6'4", 220 pounds, making his presence felt in the first half. Well, I just heard the call when he called 50 pig wing paid, P-I-A-I-D, and that is this man who's going to run a post pattern. He's got 2 posts, Harrell in motion, and then McCullough.
Dutton's pass caught for the touchdown. Andy McCullough with his 5th catch of the game and 2nd touchdown as he beat Tony Lukens to the corner for the TD.
Well, that's McCullough's drive. So Joanne, his mom, should be pretty proud of him.
I think she was already.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Said his mom was the biggest influence on his life. And just a real strong presence and a strong catch. Good protection. See how tight that pocket is for quarterbacks in this league? And you have to be able to throw off balance. See the way he was throwing it off his back foot. And Andy McCullough, nice series for Andy.
Play rush, the extra point attempt. No good. His 2nd miss of the game. And, you know, he hasn't been burying his kickoffs either. It's been a subpar game so far for the Colorado Crush kicker, who was named 2nd team All-AFL after his regular season performance. But all smiles for Andy McCullough after his 2nd touchdown catch of the game. Dutton just sort of flips it to him for the score.
How about that, Mom?
I want to see my fighter. Come on.
Kid, how many fingers I got up?
4.
What city are we in?
I don't know.
You remember what you did last night?
No.
Remember what I did last night?
No.
He's fine. It's all good. Let him in.
Thank you for calling ADT Security Services.
I just wanted you to know that security system saved me twice.
You all have given me peace of mind.
I tell everybody I see, get an ADT security system.
Like these customers and millions more, you'll feel more secure with ADT in your home. ADT helps protect your family from burglary, fire, and carbon monoxide. Call now and save over $100 off the regular price when you buy ADT's family package. And you may save up to 20% off your homeowner's insurance. ADT, always there.
Best friends Mike Hohensee and Mike Daly matched up today as rival coaches. They talked about what it was like to play each other.
I think he's one of the great people that I've ever met. He's a very stable man. He's a great family man. Just love being around him when he's around his family.
He's probably one of the people I trust most in this world. I trust him with my family. He's just a great human being. I've learned a lot from him about being a man, more so than football. He's just one of those guys who, what you see is what you get. There's no dishonesty about him, and I think that's why the players are attracted to him as well when they come to play for him.
Obviously, they admire each other and saying, both of them saying they'd rather play someone else. But in fact, Mike Hohensee's 11-year-old daughter, Caitlin, summed it up pretty much when she told her mom, "We can't beat Uncle Mike."
Yeah, the families are really, really tight. As a matter of fact, win or lose, they're all going to meet in Las Vegas next week for dinner.
And they emailed each other early in the week and said, one of us will celebrate and one of us will be happy for the other, no matter what happens today. There's a typical Clay Rush kickoff as it goes into the stands for the touchback.
Well, you know, these guys have been best of friends for 20 years, and they have similar kinds of teams. They look for good character guys, and when we meet them, they are. Use the same play calls, the same motions, and they call the receivers the same wing, H and S. You know, they really are mirror images of one another. As a matter of fact, we were talking to Coach Hohenson, who said, what are the differences between the two teams? He said, I couldn't think of any. He said, very, very similar types of teams.
First down, Chicago, just over 4 minutes to play in the second quarter. Villiard crossing route, Molden across the 24, a Chicago first down. And back to the Hohensie Daly matchup. They go way back to a junior college, Montgomery Junior College in Rockville, Maryland. Mike Daly started as the line coach in 1982, eventually moved to offensive coordinator during his 9 years at Montgomery. Mike Hohensie joined the staff as quarterbacks coach in 1986, remained with the squad until 91. They also served together with the Albany Firebirds. And Daly, the best man in Hohensie's wedding, the godfather of his children. Catch made by Jeremy McDaniel.
I remember Mike Daly said to us yesterday, you know, I wouldn't be here talking to you guys. This was yesterday as we were talking to him, but for Mike Hohensie hiring me, giving me my first opportunity in coaching.
And at Hohensie's wedding, Daly was the best man. In fact, he was best man twice. They reaffirmed their vows as well. So
there's 1992, that vintage photo.
You mentioned Daly saying he wouldn't be here talking to us without Hohensie as McDaniels dropped it on the hit by Floyd. But talking to Coach Daly is like a clinic, isn't it?
He's unbelievable. I mean, Mike Daly has won 8 games over the last 2 years in the last minute of the game. I mean, they said that those nuances on the game that he gets in the last minute. And, you know, every time we talk to him, we learn something new. He's always talked about possession is more important than the score. He might let a team score on him just so we can get the ball back. He says in overtime, you always defer. And then, as we said, that managing that last minute of each half, he is an absolute master. And every time we talk to him, we learn something new.
Absolutely.
Actually, we listen to him. We don't talk to him. We listen to him. Now, Chicago needs a couple scores here before halftime.
Third down. Molden in motion. Villiard. Sacked. Chris Watton with the Colorado sack.
I'll tell you, that was good coverage because he had a long time to throw that ball. And the amazing thing, Chris Watton, number 67, is really an offensive guy. Played offense at Baylor, but just kind of hustled, blew through his guy to get the sack on Raymond Villiard. But superb coverage downfield. See him, number 67, right in the middle? I mean, I think the offensive lineman figured, hey, that ball's gone.
Yeah. So it's fourth down for Chicago. Colorado threatening to stop the rush once more.
Well, he's got, just heard the play call again, there's going to be a timeout.
Timeout taken first.
And they're looking for a home run. They have a post pattern call to C.J. Johnson.
But Chicago calls a timeout. Let's see if they reconsider. 1:50 on the clock and a crucial fourth down for a Chicago offense that has been stymied for much of this first half by the hard-playing Colorado Crush defense. And one of the things that we've talked about in this game, the key matchup in the game, the smash mouth style of the MAC linebacker fullback, McMillan and Young. You think Rich has ever taken a bite out of anybody?
Probably a lot of fullbacks.
Fourth down, Villiard fires downfield. There's a penalty marker down. The ball incomplete. But there is a flag.
See, I've seen Colorado play 4 times in person this year and a bunch of others on tape, but this is the best defensive effort I've seen all year from them. 9 yards away from an Arena Bowl appearance last year when they lost to Arizona. Just a different and more hungry team.
Illegal hands to the face, number 40. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They called that on your man, Rich Young?
Yeah, Rich Young gives Chicago's offense new life with the personal foul penalty.
Well, Rich Young, number 42, coming right up the middle on that bull rush, and there's the right hand, yeah. Right hand up in DJ Blythe's face. Good call by the official. And that would have been another stop.
But instead, a first down for Chicago as we approach the 1-minute warning.
Okay, I just heard the play call. Philyaw called 30 stops, so a 3-step drop. All 3 receivers running short routes, hoping to break a tackle.
And the pass complete to McDaniel.
Big physical receiver is Jeremy McDaniel, and he's one of those character guys you talk about, both coaches like. Jeremy McDaniel was last year's kind of star, the offensive specialist, if you will. Then this year they benched him for a while. It was kind of injury reserve, or they sat him a number of weeks, didn't get a lot of opportunity, didn't pout, didn't hang his head, and when they called on him about 6 weeks ago, he has really responded.
15 yards on that one for number 15, McDaniel. From New Bern, North Carolina, but played college football at the University of Arizona.
Well, we're going to go into that 1 minute as we watch Rich Young battle the quarterback again.
He's at it again. 1 minute warning, 26-7 Colorado.
Dad, what's up with that mascot? He's not moving.
He's not moving.
Once you try a tasty, fresh, toasted Italian BMT sub from Subway restaurants, you'll forget everything else.
I think he's dead.
No, he's not dead.
Right on target. Now you can target only your gray hair with Just for Men. In 5 easy minutes, it replaces gray with subtle tones for a natural look.
You're right on target.
Right on target. Just for Men, the Rejuvenator.
Introducing Aqua Velva Ice Balm Aftershave. Alcohol-free, vitamin-infused. Skincare from A to V.
Hey, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Terry.
I'm John. And I'm one of Earthlink's 2,000 employees.
I'm your internet service provider.
Your ISP. I am not a giant server in an air-conditioned room. I'm a living, breathing, hardworking internet person.
Just like you.
I'm watching out for you on the internet 24/7. We've created spam blocker,
virus blocker,
spyware blocker,
scam blocker. If there's a problem, we create a blocker for it.
We love our jobs. We love what we do, and we enjoy it.
We're here to protect and serve you.
More speed, more security. That's Earthlink. Earthlink. We revolve around you.
Al, Glenn, and Ray in New York. Georgia waiting for the winner of today's game, but it didn't look that way early on. Corey Fleming got hot in the second half.
Hey, early on, it seemed like it was all Orlando, Ray. They had it all going their way.
Oh, yeah, I sat there watching the game, and I'm thinking, boy, Jay Gruden's going to another Arena Bowl unless something dramatic happens, because they have taken over this game with Corey Fleming the way he was playing in that third quarter.
But dramatic happened not once, but twice to Joe Hamilton.
A lack of awareness of where he is on the field and the no hold on to that ball. Only something bad can happen down here.
Yeah, safety and possession for Georgia. And it happened again.
Yeah, he just missed the snap. The ball came up right through his hands on that second one, and Joe Hamilton had a lot of trouble in his own end zone.
To Jay Gruden's credit, he worked the clock perfectly to have a last-second chance for a two-point conversion after a touchdown, but it was intercepted. So Doug Plank, in his first year as head coach of the Georgia Force, is headed to Arena Bowl 19. And he'll join us live at halftime on the Subway NBC AFL Studio Halftime Show. Right now, back to Tom and Pat.
All right, Al, and there's what's at stake today. Who will Georgia face? The American Conference champion. It'll either be Chicago or Colorado. Colorado leading now with a minute to go in the half. Let's go to Marty with Coach Daly.
And Coach Daly just going over the strategy with his defensive coordinator, Ernesto Pernsley. And what is the strategy here in the last minute?
You know, right now with them, we're in no hurry to call a timeout. You know, we're going to see what they do. If they are, you know, willing to take a pass, go for the score, we'll try to get that last possession. They run it here, want us to use the timeout. we're going to let it run down to the time where we want to call it, time that we've practiced and we know how much time we need.
He told the players emphasis on no panic here. We got plenty of time. We can still score in this half.
There's Ernesto Pernsley, the defensive coordinator, whose guys have played really well in this first half.
Yeah, have they ever?
And I would expect to see Chicago try to slow it down a little bit, run the ball some. Pretty good rushing football team. Go! And that's the run to Johnson.
C.J. Johnson. Rich Young was first to hit him.
You say that a lot too, don't you? Rich Young the first to hit him.
Well, I thought you meant just hit.
C.J. Johnson and Rich Young kind of locking horns there. You know, Rich Young has the 5 sacks at that Mac linebacker, great year, and John Piaua, the backup Mac, has 2. 7 sacks between them, which is really unusual. But they led the AFL, but even when there's run calls, Rich Young is usually there.
Rich Young talked about what it was like to pursue a quarterback.
Once I have the quarterback in my vision and it's just the turf and the quarterback, I'll tell you what, the eyes open up, the heart hits another beat per minute, a little wind gets behind your back, and you just get that itch, that twitch, and you're getting after it like it was your last meal and he was running with the last hamburger on earth.
Well, I just heard the play call here. You got a tight end drag. That's John Moyer. They're going to try to throw the ball to.
Gilliall. And there it is, wide open for the touchdown to John Moyer.
John Moyer has caught 9 passes this year, 7 of which
have been touchdowns.
I'd throw him the ball a little bit more, wouldn't you? Anyway, nice call there by Mike Hohensee. You know, you think about John Moyer. This is a guy that, you know, already caused a fumble earlier in the game that got their team back in the rush, in the thick of things, and then he's protected his passer, right? And then he catches a touchdown pass. So he's done a lot of things well in this first half.
Just released and then tiptoed into the end zone. Easy as you please. And Gitzbert will attempt the point after. It's no good.
You know, for those of you watching the Arena League for the first time, you know, these extra points are not easy. Those uprights are only 9 feet apart. That's about half the distance as the outdoor game. So nothing's a gimme inside.
And 40 seconds left in the first half. 26-13 now after the touchdown by Moyer.
Yeah, he blocks, he rushes the passer, he leads, and he catches. And this is a pretty good football player. He's played well for his entire 7-year career.
And with 40 seconds left, let's take a look at our IHOP first half game summary.
The Chicago offense stopped 3 times, so he gives the Chicago defense an awful lot of credit. John Dutton, how about that? 3 touchdown passes. He's been on fire. Only missed 4 passes altogether. He's really played exceptionally well, but for the 1 fumble. I mean, he's got great protection. How about an onside kick attempt?
Pat Bowlen, John Elway watching the game. They're co-owners of the Colorado team.
John Elway's really into it, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he really has taken a great interest in all the nuances of indoor football. Pat Bowlen, of course, owner of the Broncos.
I tell you, Colorado is expecting an onside kick attempt.
Gitzbert. High pop-up, and Harrell, with those great hands, just clamps onto it. And Colorado will have it with a short field.
You know, every time we've seen people kick onside kicks against Colorado, we've seen a lot this year, Tom. Damian Harrell always seems to make a play. Either he bats the ball out of bounds, or somehow he makes a play as he did right there.
Well, they practice this. They practice all the odd plays and the strange plays, like batting the ball out of bounds or something. In that case, instance, Harrell just used those great hands to clamp down on the football.
Well, you know, that takes a little courage because you know you're going to get hit on those plays, right?
And everybody's going to try to rip the ball loose.
Absolutely.
Marshall on the run for Colorado, nets a couple of yards.
We're going to get a timeout called.
John Thomas made the tackle for Chicago.
Yeah, John Thomas has had a nice first half for Chicago.
Looks like a little shaken up as he gets back to his feet. And with the Chicago timeout, we'll remind you that NBCSports.com, a special section has coverage of the AFL Conference Finals and some analysis, expert analysis from Pat.
Thank you. You've been deleting that in the last few weeks.
You can get all of that at NBCSports.com. 29 ticks remaining for the first half.
I just heard the play call. We talked about the subtleties. The play call, they're going to give the ball to John Pio with a fullback, but they don't want him to score quickly. They said, if you get close, lay down. So it's a call to the fullback, but lay down. Don't score.
Piaua did not score. Stopped at the 1-yard line.
Unbelievable. Yeah, again, they want to use as much of this clock or force Chicago to use a timeout. The strategy in this last minute, because Chicago gets the second half possession. So they didn't want to score with, 15 seconds left to give Chicago back-to-back possessions.
And he had to make sure the ball didn't break the plane of the goal line there. And like I say, they practiced this. They've practiced this many times.
Every unusual play they practice, including what they call the laydown. And John Dutton called it in the huddle. He called John, lay down, do not score.
It brings to mind something that you said the first year we started doing this AFL.
What's that?
It's counterintuitive.
Absolutely it is. And the more you think you know, the less you know.
That was actually Paul Time Zone Evans, the legendary stat man that passed that, reminded us of that.
He is legendary.
Inside the one.
Free! Oh, what happened there?
Colorado, their final charge.
Colorado called a timeout. Well, next Sunday, Arena Bowl 19 is playing Las Vegas. Don't miss the party and special live performance by Brian Adams at halftime. For your tickets to Arena Bowl 19 Las Vegas, call 1-866-AFL-TICKS, 1-866-AFL-TICKS, or go to arenabowl.com. Mike Daly's hoping his crush, or Mike Hohensee, his rush, will be on hand in Las Vegas to face the Georgia Force.
Yeah, congratulations to Doug Plank and Steve Tunn, the offensive coordinator. Arthur Blank, the owner. Yeah, I just heard the play call. Fullback dive right. That's to Piaua. Right there, the fullback.
Piaua for the touchdown.
Well, managed the clock pretty well, but 17 seconds in this league is like an eternity, like 2 or 3 minutes in the outdoor game. So Colorado's going to get a chance.
John Piaua just scored 1 rushing touchdown during the regular season. Only carried the ball 15 times.
You would think a guy who plays MAC and then, linebacker and fullback in the offseason would take it easy, but he's a general contractor in the offseason. Just does not relax.
Piaua, who played his college ball at the University of Nevada, was hoping for a trip to Las Vegas. Rush with the extra point, good. John Dutton hands off for the score that time with 17 seconds left.
John Dutton had a fantastic first half, well blocked there up front. Hugh Hunter doing his thing, and John Piaua just follows Hugh Hunter into the end zone. But John Dutton, 13 of 17, 3 touchdowns. Big first half.
And John Dutton was with Marty.
Excellent clock management on the part of the Colorado Crush there in the last minute. John, talk about, first of all, the laydown play. That's counterintuitive, as we say.
Yeah, it's tough for those guys to do that. Willis and John did great. We wanted to run a little bit more clock down, but obviously with their timeouts, we have to score. That's the main objective. So we played as good as we could have and got to score. Now our defense got to stop them.
You have them on the ropes. How do you deliver the knockout punch in the second half?
Don't even look at the score. Continue to play, and we'll be all right. Just continue to execute.
Colorado will lead at half, and they are 7-0 this year when they do lead at halftime.
All right, Marty, there's Piaua, who went to high school in Reno, Nevada. McQueen High School, where he won a state championship. Born in Tonga, actually. Stayed in Reno to attend the University of Nevada and hoping to go to Las Vegas. He's given them a 33-13 lead.
You know the state bird of Tonga?
Tonga's not a state.
Well, do you know the country bird?
No, I'm disqualified. You can't.
I got to know the answer to the question.
Rush, the kickoff. It actually hit one of the wires holding the net and then deflected into the stands for the touchback.
He's a power kicker, isn't he? Clay Rush, 2-time kicker of the year.
Dutton with 3 touchdown passes and a handoff to Piaua for 1.
17 seconds. They have no timeouts, Chicago. But, plenty of time to make something happen. Certainly get a field goal and an opportunity.
And Raymond Fillion, who started the game, as did the Chicago offense, very cold. Fillion's hit 5 of his last 6 passes for a couple of touchdowns.
Well, Artu Molden, the man in motion there, has only caught 2 passes today. They're trying to get him deep now.
Fillion, Molden, midfield, hit hard.
Yes.
And dropped by Hughley.
You see his head just snap back after the tackle by Delvin Hughley.
And then Fillion got tangled up with the players trying to scramble downfield. Chicago does not have a timeout left. Clock stops as they reset the change. And now will be wound and begins. And the spike by Fillion to stop it with 9 seconds.
See, Raymond Fillion trying to manage the last 17 seconds as well as he can, trying to kill the clock. Yeah, he thought he's telling his team to get up to the line of scrimmage, saying he got knocked down and prevented from getting to the line of scrimmage.
And Hunter holding his hands up. Me? Who? Me? No.
That's in between plays. You get hit up during the plays. That's in between plays. All right, 70 dig double special. So this is one they put in especially for this game. First guy they want to look at is Atu Molden. If he's not C.J. Johnson, the man in motion.
Fillion threw it between receivers, Johnson and Shaw.
A good defensive coverage by Delvin Hughley. In the backfield for Colorado. What a game Hughley had last week against San Jose. Not only did he intercept the pass, he had 5.5 tackles, but 2 key pass breakups in the 4th quarter when Colorado really, pulled away from San Jose.
Delvin Hughley from Anniston, Alabama.
High school tennis.
Football, basketball, track, and tennis. Didn't play football until he was a senior. Fillion for the end zone, off the net. Molden, touchdown! Off the net, Atu Molden for the score as Fillion watched it flat on his back upfield.
You see this in this league. The Hail Mary play, it only doesn't work just at Notre Dame. In the indoor game, the Hail Mary play seems to work 2 or 3 times a season. They practice this. We talked to Mike Hohensee last year. You throw the ball off the net, and just like you're catching a kick, you try to get position. And Atu Molden, the guy we said had to get more involved, he catches it off the net for a spectacular touchdown.
It becomes a jump ball, and who better to have jumping for it than Atu Molden? Gitzberg with the extra point attempt.
That was a terrific and a big play for Chicago.
The extra point is good. And so the first half comes to a close with Atu Molden catching the Hail Mary pass off the net. The Chicago offense stopped in its first 3 possessions, scores a touchdown in each of its last 3.
Yeah, Fillion does a great job of buying some time. Design play, a called play, a Hail Mary play off the net. Everybody's just trying to get position. It took another crazy bounce, and Atu Molden just like playing off the green monster. Carl Yastrzemski off that green monster. He gets himself in position, and in perfect position to make the catch for the touchdown. What a play! What a play!
Fillion celebrates the touchdown. They scored a touchdown each of their last 3 possessions to get back in the game. And so at the end of the first half, in this American Conference Championship game, Colorado 33-20. Now let's join Al Trautwig in our Subway AFL on NBC studio.
Welcome inside the Subway AFL on NBC studio. Subway, eat fresh. Here's Al Trautwig.
And we're live in New York City. I'm joined by Glenn Parker and Ray Bentley. Guys, Atu Molden is good for one game-changing play a game, and it came at the buzzer. We'll talk a lot about what's gone on in this game. But, Ray, first off, from the very beginning, John Dutton was hot.
Yeah, he really was. He came out firing right away. You see him throwing that 3-step timing route. Perfect pass to Harold. He makes the run after the catch. Now a little mix-up for him here. He only had 1 rushing touchdown all season. A little surprise. He hits it on the bootleg. Nice ball fake and gets it in. And then another perfect pass, a touch pass to the backside, right off the fifth step of that drop, the timing and the rhythm is there for John Dutton. An excellent first half for him.
Slick numbers, 13 out of 17, 142 yards. Now, as hot as he was, Glenn, that's as cold as Filio was.
Filio was not hot. That's right. He came out not very accurate. A lot of balls either high or into open space where no one could get them. At one point, it got so bad, down 13-0. On fourth down from the 6, Hohensee opts for a field goal. You see him come back here. He's trying to get something happen. Underthrows his receiver, gets it undercut by the DB. It's caught. Filio struggled for the most of this entire first half, and that's been the story. You take a look. He's exactly 50%, and this is a guy that completed almost 70% of his passes in the previous 2 meetings against Colorado. He's struggling right now. You see that interception. They're having troubles with Chicago.
Outdoors, that would be fine. Now, what's up with the kicking? I mean, yesterday, today, missed extra points, missed field goals. It just doesn't seem like it should be that hard to do.
Oh, come on.
It's very difficult to do.
Really?
Talk is cheap. I'd like to see you try it.
Why don't you give it a try? That I'd like to see.
You want me to try to kick the field goal?
That'd be good.
I wonder how that would go. You know, thinking of everything that could possibly happen there, I don't think trying the kicks is a good idea.
Insurance costs would be too high around here.
Well, you just never know. I mean, I could make them all.
You have to be an athlete, first of all.
Or miss them all. With most things, it's never as easy as it looks. When we come back, we'll talk live to Georgia's coach, Doug Plank. In his first year as AFL head coach, he has led the Force to their first Arena Bowl appearance. They will face a team next week that's going to win this game today. It's yet to be decided. As we go to break, music from the Arena Bowl's game halftime entertainment, Brian Adams.
Do all you gotta do.
NFL Network is great, but I've got some programming ideas for them.
Tom Coughlin's Good Time Comedy Hour. Show starts at 8. Don't be late.
I smell Emmy. Big game hunting with Tori Big Game Holt.
I might watch that.
Hello? Green Acres?
The Bill Cowher Power Hour.
Excuse me.
A little comedy, a little weightlifting.
Now that's quality television.
I got the toys in my knapsack, the hoodie, I just smacked.
If you love your team, you wear the color. If you need the action, you want the gear. You crave the feeling, you go to arenafootball.com. It's the place for official AFL football merchandise. Great brands like Nike, Spalding, and Majestic. Officially licensed AFL merchandise. Get it at arenafootball.com.
If you want to get sunny.
In the world of high society, there's the socialite and the socially light.
No. Yes.
Beginning June 21st, millionaire Kathy Hilton will try to bridge the gap.
We have a hillbilly, a singing diva, and a British hoochie. We are in trouble.
I Want to Be a Hilton premieres June 21st on NBC.
Final play, the 2 and the tie. Lobbed it for Cooper. No way! 10-0 at home this season. You're the head coach. The Georgia Force are going to Arena Bowl 19 Las Vegas next Sunday. Go to Vegas, baby!
Al, Glenn, and Ray back in New York. You know, from the very beginning, it was called the Blank and Plank Show. Arthur Blank, the owner of the team, Doug Plank, the coach of the team. And now they're all headed to Arena Bowl. Joining us live from the home of one of the men on his coaching staff, enjoying watching this game today to see who they're going to play, is Doug Plank. Doug, thanks for joining us.
Al, how are you? In all seriousness, I did love your form on that kicking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You do have a future.
Coach. I don't know what you're
talking
talking
about. You do have
a future. Oh. There was a stiff wind. Anyway, Coach, you know, when you look at this game today, Mike Hohensee needs a little bit of what you got yesterday, some real major game-changing moments like what he got at the buzzer today.
I really believe that one of the major plays that happens in the second half is really the last play of the first half. And I have to believe that in that locker room right now, Chicago has to be excited and fired up getting ready for the second half. And this game changes so fast. Ball bouncing off the net, just different things that take place. Perfect example was yesterday. We were trailing going in at halftime, and we were able to get some breaks in the second half and really turn that game around.
Hey, Coach, you guys employed a mugging intentional foul strategy towards the end. Talk to me about the very last play.
I think the reality is in this game, certainly Mike Daly has a philosophy at the end of halves. I have one myself, especially when we're on defense. I think that the important thing is for our defense to bring it down to a manageable situation, and that is one offensive play, either make it or break it. And that's exactly what we did. Now, unfortunately for us, they did score a touchdown, but we were able to keep them out of the end zone on their two-point conversion, which is ultimately what won that game for us.
Coach, your team was sailing along pretty good, yet before the trade deadline, you pulled the trigger on the Chris Jackson trade. And tell me what your expectations were and then the impact that he's made on your team.
I was a defense coordinator in Arizona for 3 years, so I had to go against Chris Jackson every single year, twice a year. And in fact, I would have to design defenses around playing against Chris Jackson. I'm not saying that Chris Jackson necessarily caused us to get into playoffs, but he was that extra ingredient that made a huge difference in our receiving core and our total offense. He didn't come in and compete against Troy Bergeron and Derek Lee. He complemented them. The things that he could do were very unique and different from those other two receivers. So we were very fortunate and blessed to have been able to pull that trade off within hours of the deadline.
Well, Coach, tell me a little bit more about Troy Bergeron and Derek Lee, two rookie sensations, guys that have helped you along the way. How'd you find them? And talk to me a little bit about them.
You know, I'd like to say it was because of all our crack background personnel, and we really did a good job this year, I think, evaluating all the different leagues, the free agents that were out there. That when you look at the talent and success that Troy Bergeron and Derek Lee have had this year, you know, sometimes you just have to be lucky. And both of them are very unique. Troy is more of the burst speed down the middle of the field, outrunning defenders. Derek Lee, what a weapon in the red zone, and he's so tenacious. He's a competitor. He wants people to come up and jam him because of his physical size and strength. He's able to get off the jam. So both of those receivers really complement each other.
Doug, this is your fourth consecutive Arena Bowl, the last three as a defensive coordinator for Arizona where you lost. What can you take from those experiences to get the win coming up next week?
Ray, I think, you know, we go through life, you have to learn something through adversity. If you learn from your mistakes and become better as a result of it, I think you're a better coach. Certainly there were things that happened the last 3 years in Arizona that I thought we could have done better, just different adjustments and things like that. You know, that's not to take anything away from the opponents we were playing because they were very good opponents. But, you know, I think having that experience, you know, knowing that you can pass that information along to your players, let them know that you've been here before, and try to outline a game plan as far as what I think is going to be necessary for us to work.
Coach, one of the scarier moments of the year came from one of your own players when Troy Bergeron smashed into you on the side of the field. It resulted in stitches. I want to know if you, A, enjoyed it as football contact being a retired player, B, thought it really hurt much, or C, did something really mean to Troy earlier in the day.
Al, listen, 38 stitches, 4 broken teeth. You know what it was, though? It was a reminder how tough this game is. And if it was a reminder to me, if I'm going to ask those players to go out there and play football for me, I better be ready to give them a good message and also take the same hits they did. One of the philosophies or things that I say that we don't step on the field without wearing a helmet. And if anybody watched that play, that's a good reason why. Meeting somebody with a helmet on and you not having one, that's not a very good equation.
All right, Coach, we'll see you in Las Vegas. Thanks a lot. And remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Thanks, guys.
A reminder, Ray, Glenn, and I will be in Vegas next Sunday for Arena Bowl 19. Coverage kicks off at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That's going to be it for the Subway AFL and NBC studio. We'll get you back to Colorado for the second half right after the messages from your local station.
Thanks for joining the Subway AFL on NBC studio. Experience the new great taste of a fresh toasted sub today. Subway, eat fresh.
Last Thursday, your favorite musicians of the past went head-to-head, and the audience voted. This Thursday, it happens again. 5 new performers we know and love. Hear their hits and see how they look. It's the music competition event everyone's talking about. Hit Me Baby One More Time, Thursday night 8 Central. For more, visit NBC.com.
Summer's here. I'm for that.
James Taylor's coming back with his Summer's Here tour. Join the party. June 25th and 26th at PNC Bank Arts Center, and July 1st and 2nd at Tommy Hilfiger at Jones Beach Theater. Tickets are on sale now. Produced by Ron Delsner Presents, in support of Keep the Beat, Medtronic.
We have the secret between us. He sets his side of our sleep number bed to 25. Kind of soft. If you ask him what his sleep number is, he'll say it's a 90. Do you know, it doesn't bother me so much that he has this image to maintain. I mean, he's just not the tough guy that he thought he was. And here he's got a wife whose sleep number is 80.
A sleep number is the key to a perfect night's sleep.
Whose secret's safe, Frank?
The Sleep Number bed by Select Comfort. Call 1-800-SLEEP-NUMBER.
Sensuous curves draw you in. It listens to your every word and allows you to let go while holding on tight. The 2005 Jaguar S-Type. The power to turn a quick glance into a lasting stare. Can you resist? Allow your Jaguar dealer to indulge you in the most exquisite sales experience in the industry.
The most important thing in our training is customer service. Finding out what they need, what color's your carpet, who's in the room. We promise delivery within 3 to 5 days. If they're happy when they leave the store, that's the most important thing.
20 locations in the tri-state area. Call 800-BLIND-7.
If you're looking for legal help, look no further than Find Law through the Legal Center on WNBC.com. No matter what your legal question is, Find Law has the answer. And when you need a lawyer, Find Law can help you locate one in your area. Legal help from Find Law on WNBC.com.
New York Giant All-Pro Tiki Barber live tonight on Mike Up.
Going out there with a 13-point lead at the start of the third. Now, plays are going to be made. Ways in the game is going to happen. It's going to go up and down for the next 30 minutes. Don't ride the up and down. Do not ride the up and down. Think about this play. What am I doing right now to make something happen? What am I going to do right now? Now I'll carry into that drive. That'll carry into that quarter. Hey, we need your fight this second half. And don't go out there to fight just to fight. Don't be a blind dog in the meat house. Go out there and fight with a purpose. Play intelligent, passionate football out there. Let's go win this thing, Vegas, baby. Win on 3. 1, 2, 3. Win. Let's do it.
So the two coaches trying to rally their teams for the start of the third quarter. 13-point advantage for Colorado. Of course, Chicago had the big comeback last week against Los Angeles, and they got back into the game with the last play of the first half.
Well, you know, it's a play they call 50 Hail Mary off the net, and they ran it as well as you possibly can.
Let's watch and listen to that last play of the half.
So we're right wing, yo. 50 Hail Mary net on 2. Ready?
And again, there's Atumoto, got a spot shadow on him. And, you know, watch it late in this pass play. He just kind of looking up all the way, as we said, just wait for that big bounce. And, you know, it's just remarkable. Guys like him seem to make play after play. He caught a Hail Mary last year as well against Las Vegas for a win and really set his team up beautifully to start the third quarter.
So last week, Chicago was 18 down before they came back to beat Los Angeles and advanced to this American Conference Championship game. And they begin the third quarter here, trailing Colorado by 13 at 33-20. Chicago will get the ball first in the second half as Clay Rush kicks off. And C.J. Johnson watches it sail over the nets and into the stands. Let's go to Marty.
Well, Coach Owens, what a terrific momentum-changing play at the end of the half there. What do you do now to capitalize on that momentum and get back in this game?
Well, I got no 13-point plays. We're going to have to get them one at a time. Just got to be patient, play good football.
And Coach Daly told his guys, you know, it's going to be the small things that will win this game. And one of the coaches told me, hey, if you'd have told us we had a 13-point lead at halftime, I'd be jumping up and down. We have to focus on the main goal, and that is Las Vegas.
That's pretty good. No 13-point plays. I mean, these coaches still have fun. Even though it's this kind of game, I think they're still having some fun.
And 13 points, as we know, in this league, doesn't amount to much.
Yeah, that's Georgia.
Filiaw's first pass of the second half is complete to Molden for a gain of 9 yards.
That's a good way to end a half and then start a half, getting the ball to Atu Molden. 4 catches the first half, 2 touchdowns. Opening drive here, he catches the ball to kind of set the stage.
Molden, the all-Ironman performer. That's what he's done on offense and defense today.
And I just heard the play call again, Tom, and they've got Molden on what they call H-Go. He's right there, trying to go deep. Loose coverage.
C.J. Johnson on the other side with the reception and a nice run afterwards, breaking a couple of tackles and making it to midfield before Floyd takes him to the turf.
We talked to C.J. Johnson yesterday. Didn't seem intimidated about playing in this league. Didn't seem intimidated about the enormity of this game. Great career at Tennessee State. 4-year start and had almost 200 catches, almost 4,000 yards, and 32 touchdown catches, Tom. He had just a remarkable career there and averaged over 20 yards per reception. Pretty special guy.
Born in Memphis, grew up in Nashville with his mom and brother and grandmother. Said it took a while to get used to the speed of the indoor game and the boards, but he has gotten used to it now and has been really a valuable member of this late season push by Chicago. McDaniel can't hold that pass incomplete.
We go Rashad Floyd again, who had an excellent first half, kind of coming up and making an intimidating play on McDaniel.
Yeah, I think McDaniel was looking at Floyd instead of the football. Understandable, as hard as Rashad Floyd hits you.
Rashad Floyd talked to us earlier in the year. He said, you know, in college he played against Atu Molden as well, not just in the pros. Molden went to Montana. Rashad Floyd went to Portland State. Said, you know, same kind of player in college, 110% player.
Rashad is hoping his Italian restaurant work will be postponed for at least another week as Filiaw chased from the pocket, throws it into the stands. Hugh Hunter was bearing down on him. There's a penalty marker down.
Yeah, one of those 52 balls that goes in the air and they don't get returned. Fans get to keep them.
It'll be against Chicago.
Offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Frank Moore of Chicago on the hold, declined by Colorado.
Yeah, he's right there in the middle. Frank Moore. Got on the scramble. Yeah, there's the hold. And Frank expected that ball to be released. I mean, ordinarily it's bang, bang, bang. The ball's at the quarterback's hands.
So here on the first possession of the 3rd quarter, a crucial 3rd and 10 for Filiaw, who's taken 4 hits so far today, been sacked once.
Yeah, this is the number 1 receiver, number 2, and number 3 on this route in that order.
Filiaw broke a tackle, flag down as the ball is deflected by Hawkins, incomplete. Penalty marker though.
It's so tough, Tom, as a quarterback to kind of keep your eyes downfield when you're getting, you know, people gnawing at you and
illegal contact on a receiver, defense number 9. 5-yard penalty, previous spot, automatic 1st down.
Call that an online Hawkins, but Raymond Filiaw, even, you know, last year at this time he blew out a knee, had an ACL tear, and you know, it takes a while to get back in the swing of things. Watch his head. Even when guys are at his ankles and at his knees, still looking downfield.
And that hit kind of on that right knee, which didn't bother him at all. And he even had a spell this season where he missed a couple of games with a sprained ACL in that right knee. Since he's come back, he has not worn a brace and seems to have renewed confidence in the ability of that knee to withstand a hit.
Here comes the stutter post, they call it. Not over.
Pumped once, nobody came open, so he went underneath and completes it to the 15-yard line to C.J. Johnson. Well, you mentioned, Pat, last season's semifinal game against San Jose in Chicago. Raymond Filiaw sustained the torn ACL in that right knee. You could hear him scream in pain. Came on a 16-yard scramble early in the 2nd quarter.
Well, you know, he's no longer wearing a knee brace. Remember, we saw him early in the year. He wore that big knee brace on his right knee.
2nd down.
Free play.
Offside, it looked like Colorado, so Filiaw does, but it throws it into the corner of the end zone and into the stands, where a ball boy caught it and put it back in play. Saved the ball there.
You know, hey, way to go, save one of the 52. But one of the things I like about Raymond Filiaw is decision-making.
Defense, number 91, 5-yard penalty, results in a first down.
Hugh Hunter offside.
You know, just kind of drew him offside, knew he had a free play, and then he didn't just kind of dig it. He waited and tried to get a ball in the end zone. Smart play.
First and goal for Chicago. Just inside the 10-yard line.
He got what he's called an S smash. The guy in the middle, McDaniel's, running a smash route.
He had trips to that left side. Villiard looking, finding Johnson for his second touchdown of the day.
Yeah, looking. What does that mean? The offensive line's doing a heck of a job. I mean, in the first half, the Colorado defense was all over Raymond Villiard. And, you know, remember in that you used to count, you know, Tennessee 1 or Mississippi 1, Mississippi 2, Mississippi 3. Well, that's the kind of protection. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. I mean, fantastic protection for Raymond Villiard.
And C.J. Johnson, who had 2 touchdown catches and a rushing touchdown against Los Angeles last week, has his second receiving touchdown as Gispert tacks on the extra point.
And Tom, as we've learned over the last 3 years, no lead is safe in this league. I mean, Chicago finished the first half beautifully, and then their opening drive to start this third quarter, they score again.
And after this catch by Johnson, the rush within 6, 33-27.
NASCAR returns to Daytona, the Pepsi 400, live in prime time, July 2nd on NBC.
Score and then the remote.
Some things never change.
Look at this kid.
Spence, what's going on, man? How you been? Sharp, buddy. How's the Army treating you? It's good. It's real good.
What they got you doing? Like jumping out of planes? Or?
No, I'm working with computers.
Oh.
Computers? Well, you could have done that here, right?
Yeah.
What's the setting?
0439 Zulu.
We're good. Not really.
Get strength for now, strength for later. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
Well, now, where's the fire, boys? Oh, fresh toasted sandwiches. Well, get those babies home before they get cold.
Fresh toasted sandwiches from Subway restaurants.
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Sponsors of Greg Biffle and Car 16.
Loctite Power Grab. Grabs instantly. With 9 times higher initial hold than the leading brand. Without bracing. Loctite Power Grab. Project solved. The AFL on NBC is brought to you by the United States Army, an army of one. By Subway, it's always been fresh, now it can be toasted. Experience the new great taste of a fresh toasted sub today. Subway, eat fresh. By Loctite Power Grab, Project Solved. And by Batman Begins in theaters June 15th. Front range of the Rocky Mountains.
Beautiful picture, isn't it?
Mile High City. We had a Rocky Mountain-sized rainstorm here on Friday by the time I arrived.
Well, let's see how Colorado responds, Tom. I mean, all the momentum the last few series has been in Chicago's favor.
Gispert kicks. Hawkins will not get a chance to return in that Mile High City thin air into the stands for the touchback. So Colorado with its first possession of the second half begins from its own 5-yard line as Gispert buried it deep, and now John Dutton, who in that first half completed 13 of 17 for 142 yards, 3 touchdowns without an interception.
Just kind of a short route called here, hoping guys are going to break a tackle. He's doing a couple of these, wing hitch.
Harrell wrestled down across the 10-yard line as we go to Marty.
Tom, high atop the field with the owner of the Crush, John Elway, and boy, your team came out remembering one play short of the Arena Bowl last year. That is terrific momentum early in the game. Now they need to keep it going, don't they?
Yeah, we do. And, you know, Chicago's a team that never gives up, and they're going to keep coming after us. So we just got to keep making it happen on offense and then try to make another stop on defense and see what happens.
You hired some high-priced talent to give the pep speech this morning. Mike Shanahan was in there giving the guys a little rah-rah, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Mike's good at that. So, you know, to see a championship coach and have him in the locker room, I'm sure it helped him out, and it sure got us off to a quick start.
A shot to make it to the championship game. Is it hard for you not to get out there and suit up and get down there and help the boys out?
Yeah, it is, until I see him get hit. And then once I see him
the wall, right?
Exactly. Once I see him get hit, I'm fine right where I am.
You've been in this situation before, had a big lead in a game. Is it hard to keep that focus and hard to keep that up?
It is. I mean, you jump out to a big lead. We've had some opportunities even to increase that lead, but you know, in this game, the game's never over. These guys have been in this game long enough to know that anything can happen in this game, and so they got to stay after it. We got to keep playing, and if we can do that, then we'll win this game.
Best of luck. Maybe we'll see you in Vegas next week.
All right, thanks.
Tom?
All right, Marty. As McKenzie ruled no catch over on the sideline after Harrell had snagged a couple.
You know, Tom, we talked about John Elway being, you know, a really good owner. He's just not kind of a guy absentee. He's
hands-on, yeah.
Hands-on, there every day. He talks to the players, and they really appreciate him showing up at practice.
And when he says something, he gets their full attention.
Absolutely. You know, it brings in Mike Daly, who's really turned the franchise around, helped John Dutton, who's had a very strong 2 seasons the last 2 years.
Dutton, a crossing route to McCullough, who catches it a yard short of the first down, and a short tackle by Tony Lukens.
You know, coaching makes a big difference in any sport, but particularly I think in the indoor game. I mean, look what Mike Daly has done here. You know, the things that he really wanted to do when he play good defense. Well, they've gone from giving up 60 points a game to 50. You see where they've gone in the turnover margin. That is really remarkable. And then the sacks allowed. He told John Dutton, we're going to protect you. And they've done that over the last 2 years. Those 10 sacks have been over a 2-year period. Only 6 this year, 4 last.
Turning the Crush around in their 3rd year of existence. Dutton finally throws it into the stands, being chased and has to get rid of it, and wisely does to prevent a sack.
That's where I think John Dutton has really been well coached by Brian Partnell, the offensive coordinator. You see Brian there talking to John Dutton right there. I mean, he went from fumbling the ball, throwing interceptions, getting sacked, until Brian Partlow kind of took control, and he's getting rid of the balls on plays like that. He's not turning it over much. He's got his team on the edge of an unreadable appearance.
4th down. 4th down and a yard. Dutton's going to throw for it. And he sidearms it into the end zone. Harrell! No!
Yeah.
That board is out of bounds.
Yep. And the ball was against that board. You know, John Dutton actually could have run for a first down. He was looking downfield. He could have run for a first down or 4th down. But the backboard is out of bounds.
In the end zone.
In the end zone. And I think that ball was cradled against the backboard. It certainly looked like when we saw it live. Tony Lukens doing a pretty good job. The focus on the air, yeah. And the ball was cradled against that backboard. No touch.
So that's a Chicago stop. And now, believe it or not, Chicago with a touchdown and extra point could take the lead.
I do believe it.
I want to see my fight. Come on.
Kid, how many fingers I got up?
4.
What city are we in?
I don't know.
You remember what you did last night?
No.
Remember what I did last night?
No.
He's fine. It's all good. Let him in.
This is the famous Budweiser beer. We know of no brand produced by any other brewer which costs so much to brew and age. Our exclusive Beechwood aging produces a taste, a smoothness, and a drinkability you'll find in no other beer at any price. This is Budweiser. This is beer.
Hey,
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Terry.
I'm John.
And
I'm one of Earthlink's 2,000 employees.
I'm your internet service provider.
Your ISP. I am not a giant server in an air-conditioned room. I'm a living, breathing, hardworking internet person.
Just like you.
I'm watching out for you on the internet 24/7.
We've created spam blocker, virus blocker,
spyware blocker,
scam blocker. If there's a problem, we create a blocker for you.
We love our jobs. We love what we do, and we enjoy it.
We're here to protect and serve you.
More speed, more security. That's Earthlink. Earthlink. We revolve around you.
What a summer it's shaping up to be. Tigers' roar is back and the rest of the world has taken notice. Lefty's been close at Pinehurst before, and VJ's game's never been hotter. Golf's Big Three have their games in full gear heading into golf's greatest championship. The U.S. Open starts Thursday, June 16th on NBC.
Damian Harrell thought he had a touchdown on that last reception in the end zone, but that board is out of bounds.
Well, you have to have possession of it, too, before you hit it, right? I don't think he has possession of it when he hits that board. It wasn't pushed into it, so that's a good call by the officials, and that should not be a touchdown. But nonetheless, I'll tell you, talk about focus and concentration. He's there.
So the Chicago Rush, which at one time trailed 20-0.
Unbelievable. 3 straight series, right? They ended the first half with the Hail Mary pass, and the opening drive here they score, and then a great defensive series.
And Raymond Filiaw, who started the game hitting only 5 of 14, has hit 11 of his last 16 for 4 touchdowns. There's another completion. This is a screen pass to McDaniel. Stopped short of the first down by Dustin Barno. Mike Quincy with the play call to Filiaw. Second down and 3 for Chicago.
Well, I think they called a sweep forward left. It sounded like a run, a sweep.
It is.
Oh, almost fumbled.
Almost fumbled.
Charlie Cook on the carry. What a year he's had in his second year from CW Post. Last week he had 2 rushing touchdowns. One was the winning touchdown. Also recovered a fumble.
Cook moved from offensive defensive line spot into the backfield with the injury to Jamie McGurty, backing up Bob McMillan.
Oh, I just heard the play call again. He's got what he calls an S stop, and that's up here. McDaniel's the #1 featured receiver on a little stop route.
There it is. Oh, too hard, high and hard from Filiaw, and McDaniel can't hold on.
And Filiaw knew it. He had him, just kind of rushed it. Sometimes, you know, you're a quarterback, you see a guy that wide open, you kind of rush it, and that's just what Raymond did there. You're right, though. But Charlie Cook has played so well. He's number 92 here, blocking for Raymond Filiaw. Watch how quickly he throws it off. Really awkward throw, really off balance.
That's how wide open McDaniel was. There was a blue jersey in the picture. Second down and 10.
Replay again.
Colorado was offside. The pass again to McDaniel over on that side board, and this time he holds on at the 9-yard line. Patu, though, it looked like jumped offside before the snap.
We talked a little bit about Charlie Cook, a guy that, boy, did he play well last week. But, you know, interesting guy, defensive end in college. Never really touched the ball until he got into the AFL. And wants to work on Wall Street when his career on the AFL is over. But the way he's playing, it's going to be a while before he gets to Wall Street.
So step off the penalty and repeat second down after the 5-yard step off on Patu's offside.
Born in Harlem is Cook and resides there still. Well, I tell you, the featured guy this time is Atu Moulton right there. He's number 1, number 2 down here, and 3 up top.
Filiaw, pocket collapses. Filiaw has those quick feet and manages to stay upright and throw it away.
What an athletic play, and a strong play by Raymond Filiaw. Again, you said the pocket collapse. I mean, that was a perfect description. It's kind of like, you know, you felt the Berlin Wall just falling down in on top of Raymond Filiaw. Boy, Justin Barno just kind of pushed people, 4 or 5 jerseys around him. Just has the presence of mind to get rid of it. Great play. Big third down right now, though, for Raymond Filion. He's going to call a 50 smash S post. Their S receiver this series is Jeremy McDaniel, number 15, the man at the top of the screen. And he's going to run a little post pattern.
Raymond Filion.
Nope, there's a whistle blew.
Yeah.
Oh!
I don't think that.
Whoop. No, I think the whistle blew early.
Yeah, that's why Filion was just standing there immobile, just not moving. Patu, I don't think he heard the whistle, to be honest. I mean,
or if he did, he ignored it.
Giving him the benefit of the doubt.
He may have ignored it, yeah. Saw Patu, number 48, who put that hit on him there, is a guy that, a little bit like E.J. Burt in Orlando, when he gets to the quarterback, causes a lot of fumbles. Force 5 this year.
Delay game, offense, number 1. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Well, that's a critical mistake. You're going to watch Doug Wilson, I think, the official in the back call the...
Yeah, there's the flag.
Yeah, there's the flag. And they called it right there.
See, Filion sees it easily.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's looking right at him, but I'm not sure that anyone else heard the whistle with all the noise here in the Pepsi Center.
Well, important third down for Chicago. And in other important third downs this year, Otto Molden, the man in motion, has been their key guy.
Filion crossing route. This is C.J. Johnson for the touchdown.
Oh, what a clutch play, huh? 3rd and 10, good protection again. A patient read by Raymond Filion. Because in this league, I mean, that's a slow developing play. C.J. Johnson went from the left side of Raymond Filion all the way across the field. He threw it flat-footed, off balance, which you have to do in this league, much more so in the outdoor league. So perfect throw, good protection again. And Chicago has a chance to take the lead.
A Gispert extra point away from taking the lead for the first time. At one time they trailed 20-0. Bad snap. Juan Alfonso, and he'll be stopped. And so we remain tied at 33. Andy McCullough stopping Alfonso on the scramble. But Chicago has come back from a 20-point deficit. Raymond Filion's had the hot hand. And C.J. Johnson, a big game.
Well, this is a poor snap. Their ordinary snapper, Colin Grotchak, is out with an injury. And that's John Sequoia, who's ordinarily not a sender. And you see why.
Tied at 33, conference championship at stake.
Product not yet rated. EA Sports. It's in the game. The Fresh Maker.
And where are you taking my daughter?
To dinner.
I want to know how.
Well,
What time will you be home? What's your GPA? Where's your resume?
You
certified in CPR?
Why's that grilling him?
What's the state bird of Kentucky?
Everyone's getting grilled with IHOP's new sourdough cheese grillers. Turkey and provolone, roast beef and cheddar, and ham and brie, all on grilled sourdough cheese bread served with your favorites for a limited time. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
Prime time racing at Daytona, where the speed is mesmerizing, the drama is at its peak, and all the stars are out. Last year's winner, the Super Speedway Specialist, the hottest driver on the circuit, the defending champion. The chase for the Nextel Cup returns with the Pepsi 400, July 2nd on NBC.
Colorado's 13-point halftime lead has disappeared. Let's go down to Marty now for a sneak peek at Chicago's tying touchdown.
Well, let's take you inside that last touchdown for the Chicago Rush and Raymond Filial. First of all, the offensive line has been outstanding here in the second half, giving you tons and tons of time to get ready and throw these passes.
Yes, they have with the kind of rush that the Crush have. You know, our linemen doing a great job to be playing a mile high with the wind. You know, it's very hard. We got to take oxygen every once in a while, but those guys up front are getting it done.
Here's the protection. I notice there are 4 guys right down here behind us on the bench that are taking oxygen. It's tough on you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. And actually, we had our second line in, so for those guys to protect against Colorado Rush, that's a plus for us because they first guys was resting, and our first guys resting as well. We scored with they second with their first team in, so it's a good drive for us. We need to drive to tie the game up.
And through your eyes, are you looking CJ all the way there?
Had an option with I2 on the post. Those guys like to help on the post move, and we sent CJ on the drag right across the field, and the DB was late chasing, so he had an opportunity to score on that.
Tom?
All right, Marty, and C.J. Johnson with his 8th catch of the game, 115 yards and 3 touchdowns. That gives the youngster 6 touchdowns in 2 playoff games.
Yeah, for a rookie. Is it too late for me to say I sense a kickoff return touchdown today? Is it too late? Okay.
There haven't been many opportunities in this one.
You're right. Wrong city to say it in.
That one off the net, though, to Marshall. Willis Marshall dancing to the 9-yard line. And with less than a minute and a half to go in the third quarter, Colorado has been shut out so far. Remember, Colorado shut out Chicago in the first quarter of this game. And now Chicago bidding to shut out John Dutton and the Crush in this third period.
You know, one of the unique things about this league, I think quarterbacks have to be able to take it on their shoulders. When you get down, you can't get discouraged. You make a mistake, you can't get discouraged because you can score so many different ways. You know, we've seen it today off the net for one.
Only the second possession for Colorado this third quarter. As Dutton's pass is deflected to the turf, incomplete on first down.
Gladstone Taylor got his hand on that one, but you know, the next best thing, if you can't get to the quarterback, get the hands up. Tip it, good things usually happen.
It was Gladstone Taylor, second year from Northwestern. Well, the end of the first half with that Hail Mary touchdown off the net. 2 touchdowns and a defensive stop here in the second, and here's the penalty flag flying down.
Unfortunately, contact. 10-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Gladstone Taylor losing his composure after he had deflected that pass a moment ago.
Just listen to John Dutton, the huddle, and say, hey, you know what we're playing for. And he just called a 300 hitch, but it was kind of telling his guys, you know what we're playing for. Give me some time. Short pass, all 3 receivers running little hitch routes, trying to break a tackle after a catch.
Sidearm completion to McCullough for a gain of 5. And that could bring the third quarter to a close. Todd Howard made the tackle for Chicago. So the Chicago Rush blanked by Colorado in the first period. Chicago returns the favor in the third as they shut out the Colorado Crush. And at the end of 3 quarters, we're tied at 33. The AFL on NBC continues after these messages from your local NBC station.
This fall,
a spy the United States has in China's been on the run.
Go inside the most powerful place on Earth.
We need to extract her.
I've never left anybody behind.
She might be carrying the Holy Grail microchip.
From producer Jerry Bruckheimer, Benjamin Bratt.
We need to put this action together now.
Dennis Hopper in the biggest series this fall.
Sunday mornings at the Pentagon. Can't you just feel the love?
E-Ring, NBC this fall.
Jeeves, what delicacy is this? Do I detect a hint of garlic? Yes, I do. Bold, but not overstated. What's that, Jeeves? Oh, don't sneak up on me like that. But yes, I'd love a drink.
Elevate your taste with the new White Castle Roasted Garlic Chicken Sandwich. Tender chicken draped with savory garlic cheese. It's the next big crave.
That'll be all, Jeeves. Really, Run along.
White Castle, what you crave.
We've given it the longest wheelbase in its class, unsurpassed rear headroom, and a multimedia entertainment system, all of which begs the question, can you resist? Introducing the all-new long wheelbase Jaguar XJ. Visit your local Jaguar retailer today.
Jewelry, the gifts you'll always remember. The Jewelry Factory manufactures most of their jewelry in their state-of-the-art factories and won't be undersold. 1-carat 3-stone rings are $4.99. 1-carat tennis bracelets are $2.49. 2-carat $3.49. 3-stone pendants are $99, and 1-carat studs are $3.99. The Jewelry Factory has thousands of rings, earrings, pendants, and bracelets, and we guarantee all the jewelry we make to appraise for double. Buy Factory Direct and Save, the Jewelry Factory in Hackensack.
The 10th Annual National Puerto Rican Day Parade, Sunday, June 12th.
This copyrighted telecast of the Arena Football League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written permission of the AFL and NBC.
The Bright Lights of Las Vegas await today's winner, and they'll meet the Georgia Force, winners yesterday of the National Conference Championship, beating Orlando behind Coach Doug Plank. And so who will take the field against Georgia next week in Vegas? Will it be Chicago or will it be Colorado? A moment ago, the coaches rallied their teams for the fourth quarter.
Okay, guys, here's where we are right here. Fourth quarter. Got to win the fourth quarter right now. Now get yourself cranked up. Maintain your focus. Do what you got to do, okay? Crush on 3. 1, 2, 3, crush.
Hey, just like last week, this is where it's going to happen right here. You got to make it happen. Okay, hard work ain't gonna be enough. Produce.
Mike Cohency pointing out that they outscored Los Angeles 35-10 to win from behind last week. And they have just shut out Colorado in the third quarter. Only the third time this season Colorado's been shut out in a quarter, all of them in the third quarter, as a matter of fact.
Well, looking for this man, Willis Marshall on the post first. Hard to believe, just 15 minutes away from the Arena Bowl for one of these two teams. Been a long season.
Dutton, flag is down as Dutton taken down by
DJ Blyseth, yeah. You know, just a moment ago, Hohensee was talking about be productive, and that's the message he gave to DJ Blyseth a few weeks ago. Blyseth's, hustling around, and coach said, "Hey, I appreciate your hustle and such, but you've got to get to the quarterback."
Holding call against Chicago.
And Blyseth up here is a guy that last week had 2 sacks in the fourth quarter. Excuse me, he's getting held in the middle. And that was number 99 Moyer, but he was the man in the middle. He got 2 sacks in the critical fourth quarter last week. 3 tackles, forced a fumble, did just about everything. Incredibly productive.
Colorado first down just short of the Chicago 15-yard line. Tie game at 33. John Dutton hit as he released, and then Harrell tangled up with Lukens in the end zone, and that draws another penalty.
We met Tony Lukens yesterday. He said, I'm anxious but not nervous. I don't know how you can't not be nervous when you're playing against Damian Harrell all day long, which Lukens is matched up against him.
Automatic first down. Lukens, the former track star. In fact, Georgia and Texas wanted him to come to college to run track. He wanted to play football. There's the penalty.
Yep.
And wound up at New Mexico State.
Nice career there. In one game, they actually returned 2 kicks for a touchdown, 2 kickoffs.
One of only 10 at the time to have ever done that in NCAA football. John Dutton's hit only 2 of his last 6, but penalties have kept the Colorado drive going. Dutton, grabbed by the ankle, has to throw it away. That was Moyer that nearly had him down.
Down by 18 points last week. Chicago's defense, led by that man, John Moyer, really came back. They only allowed 7 points in that fourth quarter. They got 4 sacks, incredibly, and then 4 stops, 2 fumbles, 2 on downs, and Los Angeles went 0 for 6 on 3rd and 4th downs. So at the most important moments in the game, guys like Moyer came alive.
2nd and goal, Colorado.
Go!
Dutton, flag down as Kevin McKenzie takes it down to about the 2-yard line if it stands.
Maybe the first catch for McKenzie today. The guy who came into today's game with 69 catches and 14 touchdowns.
A lot of penalties on this particular drive.
Neutral zone infraction. Half the distance to the goal. Down.
So a half the distance penalty for the offside. Puts it at the 4-yard line. Repeat second down, second and goal.
Okay, this call is 50 sting. Wing hitch and post. And you know who the wing is, don't you? Damian Harrell, the guy in motion. They're looking for him on a post route.
Flag again. Dutton's pass deflected, incomplete, intended for McKenzie at the back of the end zone. Todd Howard knocked it into the stands.
Yeah, Todd Howard's had a good last 3 or 4 weeks. Mike Owens, he calls him Spark, because every time they seem to need a play, he makes one. He did right there.
Well, Gibson has created a customized Arena Bowl 19 Les Paul studio guitar autographed by AFL celebrities that fans can bid on at arenabowl.com. Proceeds benefit the Al Lucas Trust Fund, which helps pay for the education of the late Al Lucas's child, Mariah. That's that guitar. If you'd like to bid on it, more information and a chance to bid, log on to arenabowl.com.
Each quick sale is what they have called Willis Marshall. On a quick sale, if they can get to him, he's covered.
And Dutton, quick flip behind McKenzie.
They had him open. He was looking for Marshall, number 22. He was taken away, came down to McKenzie. He was open, but just a poor throw that time by John Dutton.
Boy, Colorado has not looked sharp on this drive. Only the penalties.
See, he threw that one off his back foot. Might have been tipped.
Might have been tipped by McMillan. So 3rd and goal.
And what do you do on 3rd and goal? You give Damian Harrell, number 1, what they call a wing smash. The man in motion will come inside and then break outside. He's covered.
So Dutton instead goes to Willis Marshall for the touchdown. Now they say no.
He bobbled it. They said he bobbled it and then he hit the backboard. That's out of bounds there. Good defense by Chicago. They took Damian Harrell away, but John Dutton saw that, came to his number 2 receiver, Willis Marshall. Was open. See, he's looking for Harrell. He's not there. Come off him. He does. Tipped. It was tipped by Molden. Yeah, so Molden catches one off the net at the end of the first half, right? And then you need a defensive play. He tips the ball away from Marshall.
So field goal attempt on 4th down. Marshall thought he had it before he hit the sideboard. It'll be a 17-yard Clay Rush field goal to give Colorado the lead.
John Moyer, number 99, blocks a lot of kicks.
But this one is good off the toe of Clay Rush. So Colorado regains the lead, but only by 3. We're in the 4th quarter. The winner goes to the Arena Bowl. 36-33, Colorado after this near touchdown, instead a field goal.
In the beginning, evil had its day.
Sometimes things just go bad.
What chance does Gotham have when the good do nothing?
On June 15th, evil fears the night. Gotham isn't beyond saving. Batman Begins. Rated PG-13. In theaters and IMAX June 15th.
You know what they say, Prince. Big boots, big odor.
Only Odor Eaters has Zorbatex technology to absorb sweat and destroy odor on contact. Odor Eaters foot and sneaker spray.
Stops odor. Dries crystal clear.
The Arena Football League's Arena Bowl 19 weekend is playing Vegas, June 10th, 11th, and 12th. Don't miss the party. The weekend begins on Friday, June 10th with the Arena Battle Celebrity Skills Challenge. On Saturday, June 11th, Arena Bash rocks the MGM Grand Garden Arena. And on Sunday, June 12th, the Arena Bowl 19 Championship game. Order your tickets today. Call 1-866-AFL-TIXS or log on to arenabowl.com. Arena Bowl 19 Las Vegas weekend, presented by ADT.
Unbelievable drama at the Preakness.
Oh, Scrappy T blew the turn, and the Fleet Alex champion Rose almost fell out of the saddle. And in dramatic style, Fleet Alex
won the Preakness by 5 lengths.
A Fleet Alex looks to thrill us again in the conclusion of the Visa Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes, next Saturday, 5:30 Eastern.
Only a 3-point game. At one time, Chicago trailed 20-0, but John Moyer, number 99, Pat, to me, made the play that turned the game around.
Absolutely. They were down 20-0 when John Moyer on defense gets around the block and strips John Dutton of the ball. Remember, they really needed a play, and John Moyer came up with it. Otto Moulton made the recovery. But you have to be an Ironman in this league. You got to play both ways. So now he's a tight end. Believe it or not, this is his 9th catch of the year, his 7th touchdown. And when you talk about Ironman football, you think about guys like John Moyer, who could do an offense, defense, special teams. 92 total plays today. And he's played 79.
John Dutton had to settle for a field goal on the last possession by Colorado. And now Rush will kick to Johnson.
You don't even need to send a return man back against Clay Rush. He's just going to kick it over the net.
Well, Raymond Filial, when his team was behind 20-0, was sputtering under center. Only 5 of 14. Since that time, 13 out of 20 for 5 touchdowns.
He's made a lot of good decisions. He's known when to throw it away. He's known when to dump it, come off the primary receiver. And then, you always have that primary receiver, but he's known very quickly by the second step that that primary guy's not there, so he just dumps it down.
Filial, first down to Molden. Molden goes one-on-one with Floyd, who barely gets him down.
Want a guy to make a tackle, I guess Rashad Floyd is the guy you're going to choose, right? Think about the great career he's had the last 2 years in number of tackles. Led the league a year ago and was number 2 this year. Well, look at Kevin McKenzie there at number 6. Yeah, he's very sneaky at that jack linebacker position, Kevin McKenzie.
10.5 minutes remaining between.
There's McKenzie. You always got to worry about him if you're an opposing quarterback.
One team ends its season, one team goes to the Arena Bowl here. Molden catches another one for 10 yards. Hughley and Floyd combine on the hit.
Tom, you're right. You play 16 regular season games. You play both ways. You practice all week. Then you get into playoffs. You win that first playoff game. And now you're down to 10 minutes to decide who goes. It's just incredible. You talk about the pressure on these quarterbacks because the quarterbacks have nowhere to turn. You're either going to win it or you're going to lose it. You can't rely on a running game. So Raymond Filial or John Dutton the last 10 minutes are going to make the significant plays.
Filial buys time and throws it into the stands. Well, after that regular season,
good ball game yesterday.
Got into the playoffs and it came down to the last play. Georgia holds on to make its first Arena Bowl appearance.
I wouldn't want to have to guard their 3 receivers. They got some big, tough receivers.
Now Chicago or Colorado to face Georgia. Chicago already has 2 receivers that have exceeded 100 yards through the air today. C.J. Johnson, 115 yards. He scored 3 touchdowns, and Otto Molden, 106 yards and a score.
Well, they're looking for him for a touchdown right now. He's the man in motion. They have him on a post.
Johnson, nice grab. Down at the 1-yard line, C.J. Johnson having the game of his career. Hawkins prevented the touchdown, but it went for 23 yards and now gives him 138 on 9 catches today.
And Mike Hohensee just did not rush him, Tom. Remember, we saw Chicago a bunch in the early year. He was just on the practice squad. Wanted him to learn the game, and boy, indeed, has he learned this game.
First and goal, Chicago.
We've got a running play called here. To his S receiver, I think it's going to be Russell Shaw. The man in motion should get to this pitch.
Pitch to Shaw. Stacked up and stopped for no gain.
John Piaua, one of those outstanding MAC linebackers for Colorado. You've got Rick Young and John Piaua. Pretty tough to run in there. Little pitch to the wide receiver trying to get an extra blocker. Good block by McMillan. Piaua comes in off the backside.
Kevin McKenzie taking a block to free one of his teammates.
There's McMillan down, who just went down late. He's the guy that, you know, all the injuries these MAC linebackers and fullbacks have, and threw that last block.
And an injury timeout as they tend to Bob McMillan. 36-33 Colorado.
I woke up in the middle of the night, terrified. Someone tried to come in my house. Fortunately, we had an ADT security system.
Mrs. Parker, this is ADT. We're receiving an alarm. Are you all right?
Yes, we're okay. I'm glad ADT was there, watching out for my family.
Don't take chances. Take control of your family's safety with ADT, America's #1 security company. Call now and save $100 off when you buy ADT's family package. ADT, always there.
The promotion, a new title, a bigger paycheck, better days ahead. Your hard work paid off, and so did that extra confidence from getting rid of your gray hair with Just for Men hair color. Just for Men targets only the gray hair, replaces it with subtle tones for a natural look in 5 easy minutes. When you feel confident, it shows. Just for Men, the Rejuvenator.
What do I want people to know about me in winning the World Series of Poker? I highly recommend it. Is there anything I miss about my old life? No. When you play poker, one thing is always true. You may win, you may lose, but there's always something you can learn. If you want to get better at poker, log on to pokerstars.net. Maybe one day, you'll be the world champion. My lifestyle has changed a lot, but I'm still the same guy. Same guy, nicer watch.
Tuesdays this June, Average Joe returns. This time, they're not going down without a fight. Plus, a secret weapon. For those voted out, a complete makeover and a second chance.
It's hot.
Average Joe, The Joe Strike Back. Premieres NBC Tuesday, June 21st.
Bob McMillan helped off the field to the Chicago bench, and here's a look at the play on which he was injured.
He's right here. And watch late in this play how his helmet and head hit the dasher boards. Ouch. And this is a guy that you play for 11 years. You have a lot of collisions. And early in the year on the cover of the AFL magazine, the toughest man in football. But look at what he had. Right and left ACL injuries, the elbows, the ankles, foot surgery. Broken his nose 3 times.
They lost a chunk of his nose.
Yeah. And reattached, of course.
Second down and goal for Chicago.
Charlie Cook was pretty good running the ball here last week.
Here he is. Cook bouncing off tacklers for the touchdown.
Do we see the Harlem Shake out of him? He's got a dance he calls the Harlem Shake. Is this it? No.
Well, I don't know what the name of that one is. He's from Harlem and takes great pride in that. And
just a powerful guy. You know, here's a guy, as we mentioned, never touched the ball. Was a defensive lineman his entire career. Never touched the ball until he got into the AFL last year.
The boy loves toting the pigskin now.
He does. He really does.
And he's hard to stop, isn't
Yeah, why not give him the ball? You know, it's 290
now, I don't know,
pounds.
I'm not sure what the name of that dance is, but it needs a little work.
It does. He'd be good at one of those old-fashioned sock hops, wouldn't he?
You probably doesn't even know what a sock hop is, Pat.
You're probably right.
You're dating yourself. Extra point attempt. Beat Gifford. And it is good.
Every point becomes critical now, right? We saw that in yesterday's championship game.
McMillan watches from the bench, but his teammates have given the Chicago Rush their first lead of the game. It was Charlie Cook that toted it across the goal line, and Chicago leads 40-36.
Arena Bowl 19 Las Vegas, next Sunday, 3 Eastern, NBC.
And where are you taking my daughter?
To dinner.
I want to know how.
Well...
What time will you be home? What's your GPA? Where's your resume? You certified in CPR?
Why's that grilling him?
What's the state bird of Kentucky?
Everyone's getting grilled with IHOP's new sourdough cheese grillers. Turkey and provolone, roast beef and cheddar, and ham and brie, all on grilled sourdough cheese bread, served with your favorites for a limited time. IHOP. Come hungry, leave happy.
Hey, I'm Jimmy.
I'm Terry.
I'm John.
And I'm one of Earthlink's 2,000 employees.
I'm your internet service provider.
Your ISP. I am not a giant server in an air-conditioned room. I'm a living, breathing, hardworking internet person.
Just like you.
I'm watching out for you on the internet 24/7.
We've created spam blocker,
virus blocker,
spyware blocker,
scam blocker. If there's a problem, we create a blocker for it.
We love our jobs. We love what we do, and we enjoy it.
We're here to protect and serve you.
More speed, more security. That's Earthlink. Earthlink, we revolve around you.
The weather's heating up, and so are the deals at Aaron's. And so is this sand. So hot-footed on over there.
At Aaron's Sizzling Summer Sale, you'll get the guaranteed lowest prices on name brand merchandise throughout the store, like on this Dell computer, and you're pre-approved. Do the math. Shop Aaron's.
Like it? Hey, a lot smarter than a look. Did I tell you to call my own plays?
The AFL on NBC is brought to you by IHOP. Come into IHOP now for new sourdough cheese grillers. IHOP, come hungry, leave happy. By Earthlink. Earthlink, we revolve around you. And by Aaron's. Let Aaron's drive your dreams home today. Chicago's Bob McMillan with the next stinger, Marty tells us. Ice on his neck over on the Chicago bench.
Think about all the ice he's had in 11 years, enough to serve cocktails to at least 100 people.
As long as one of them wasn't you. Gisbert with a kickoff into the stands, another touchback. This game is totally turned around in the second half. The American Conference Trophy awaits the winner, as does a ticket to Las Vegas to meet Georgia. And John Elway hopes his crush, now trailing for the first time in the game, can rally here in the fourth quarter.
Think about John Elway's last football game was the MVP of the Super Bowl.
And look how it's turned around here in terms of yardage and points in this second half.
Well, Chicago did it last week against Los Angeles when they rallied from an 18-point deficit. They were down 20 today. Just can't discourage this team.
John Dutton completes the pass. Quick little flip to Hawkins. Tackled by Todd Howard. Dutton hit 15 of his first 19 passes, but just 3 of 10 since then, including that last one to Hawkins, and no touchdowns.
I just listened to the call, and wing deep sail, that is, you know who, the wing receiver. It's like a corner route.
John Dutton hit as he released, and a diving catch by Harold. No, does not count.
Yeah.
Hit the turf.
Yeah, the pressure just to force John Dutton. He couldn't quite get enough oomph on the ball to get a wide open Damian Harrell on a sail route. Sail is kind of a short corner route. He's trying. No, the ball touches the turf. Good call. Again, you've seen him make so many spectacular catches this year. You expect him to make almost everything.
Short hop that one, though, incomplete, and give credit to the pass rush.
Yeah, John Dutton has this one on 3. He's hoping to draw an offsides and get a free first down. Nope.
Dutton again, Chase has to throw off his back foot, fight for the ball. Johnson and Harrell, no flag. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, the ball is up in the air. Each guy has an opportunity to catch the ball. And 2 physical plays by Gerard Johnson, number 5, and number 1, Damian Harrell. No pass interference yet. He grabbed him in the back.
Should be.
Yeah, he grabbed him in the back.
That's interference on a couple of different ways. One hold of the jersey, and then he got there before the ball hit right there. Pulled his arms down.
And they force a very long field goal attempt, so it's a stop by Chicago's defense.
Should have been an interference call.
Clay Rush has had a 62-yard field goal this year, second longest in AFL history.
This one 54 yards.
Whistle
Doesn't matter. The whistle was blowing way before the ball was snapped.
You know, I just wonder about this call. I know Mike Daly's been around this game a long, long time, but you have a quarterback, John Dutton, who completes 63.
The left team offense, half the distance, still 4th down.
Well, never mind now, but he had the quarterback played 63% of his passes. I'd throw it rather than kick it.
But Dutton has been under pressure lately and has gone cold. Maybe that factors into the decision.
Well, I mean, we just talked about all the kicks these guys block. John Moyer himself has blocked 4 kicks this year in 9 the last 2 seasons.
And this one will be 59 yards, but first a Colorado timeout. Maybe Daly's going to reconsider here. John Moyer and his defensive teammates for Chicago have been putting the pressure on Dutton.
Loctite Power Grab. Grabs instantly. With 9 times higher initial hold than the leading brand. Without bracing. Loctite Power Grab. Project solved.
You know what they say, Prince. Big boots, big odor.
Only Odor Eaters has Sorbitex technology to absorb sweat and destroy odor on contact. Odor Eaters foot and sneaker spray.
Stops odor. Dries crystal clear.
Here's something you don't see McDonald's doing. Doubling their menu. But that's exactly what Subway Restaurants is doing. Now every sub they make you can get toasted. Or untoasted. The choice is yours. 2 of everything? This is going to be great. Toasted or untoasted. Now that's great. Yeah, that's what I meant.
You've always loved the great taste of our low-fat savory turkey sub. Now try it fresh toasted with hot bubbly cheese.
2 Jareds? Not so great. Subway. Eat fresh.
Last Thursday, your favorite musicians of the past competed, and the audience voted. This Thursday, it happens again. 5 new performers. In the music competition, everyone's talking about. Hit Me Baby One More Time, Thursday, 9, 8 Central. For more, visit NBC.com.
Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, Marty Snyder. American Conference Championship game in Denver. Colorado at one time led 20-0. Chicago has come back to take a 40-36 lead. 4th down for Colorado deep in their own territory. Mike Daly reconsidering his decision to go for a field goal. Has John Dutton back out to go for it on 4th down and 8.
Yeah, Damian Harrell, the man in the slot, is the guy who's going to run what they call a wing corner. A little different than the sale. Looks like the defense is going to take it away, though.
And that'll be a flag to stop play.
Yeah, they had Damian Harrell earlier. Remember that sail route? Right. And then this is kind of the play off that, a corner route a little bit deeper. Again, it's going to be on Colorado.
All right, the snap. All start. Offense.
Boy.
After this, we see the goal. Still 4th down.
Boy, that's a a critical mistake for them.
So the ball back at the 4-yard line now.
I think Chicago's got to play loose coverage, right?
4th down and 11.
See what he's got called now. It was a 60 scissors, okay? 2 receivers here in the slot. 1-2. 1-2. Are going to run a post and a corner. 5-step drop, so he needs protection.
Dutton's got it so far. And his pass complete. The cutoff for the 1st down.
So Mike Daly changes his mind. Going for a long field goal attempt to give the ball to John Dutton, the 63% completion passer, and it turns out for him.
18-yard gain and a clutch 4th down conversion.
You know, Tom, as I said, in this game, your quarterbacks have to be on every week, every quarter, because you've got nowhere to turn, and you've got to be, bulletproof. You just can't shudder at the pressure.
Clock inside 4 minutes and counting. Dutton 1st down. Good protection. Harrell inside the 10.
Yeah, that was the corner route, right? We've seen the sail. We've seen the corner. All kinds of good routes run by Damian Harrell. Well timed by John Dutton. He's just a hard guy to cover and a hard guy to stop. I'm sorry. You don't have to throw a perfect pass to him either, do you?
Lukens knocks him out of bounds at the 8-yard line. 1st and goal, Colorado. This is the red zone area where Harrell is so tough.
Yeah, although I think he's featuring Hawkins this time, number 9 at the top of the screen, right there.
John Dutton lofts it for McCullough. He hangs on for the touchdown.
Yeah, what a has had. What the last 2 games Andy McCullough has had. That's his 8th catch, over 100 yards, a couple of touchdowns. That's actually his 3rd touchdown catch, 109 yards, and absolutely the critical time when they really need it. And you know what? Another one of those 6'4" guys, you throw it up there and let him just snatch it away from the defender, and that's what McCullough did. Wow, good play.
He got a shot, too, from Gerard Johnson and held on to the football for the touchdown. 9 catches now, Pat, 109 yards, and the 3 scores you mentioned. Extra point down the center.
Critical extra point. Every single point.
4th down and 11 in the shadow of their own goal line. And Dutton finds McCullough for the first down. They march down the field. McCullough hangs on to this one for the Colorado score. And the Crush have regained the lead. John Elway knows about these 4th quarter comebacks. His team leads by a field goal.
You're going to like these guys, though. They're a pretty good crew. Everybody listen up. This is Levon.
Hey, Levon, I'm one team.
You're on the 120 today.
Oh, yeah.
So if there's anything you need, just ask these guys. They'll take care of it, all right?
Okay.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
You ever been around anything this fast before?
Yeah. In the last job.
Get strength for now, strength for later. Learn more at GoArmy.com.
You know what they say, Prince. Big boots, big odor.
Only Odor Eaters has Zorbitex technology to absorb sweat and destroy odor on contact. Odor Eaters Foot and Sneaker Spray.
Stops odor. Dries crystal clear.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Cindy.
Hi.
Hi, I'm Jan. I'm Marsha. I'm Rachel. Hi, I'm Monica. I'm Phoebe.
Hi, Phoebe.
I'm Carrie. Charlotte. Miranda. I'm Samantha. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Zena.
Zena?
Yes, Zena. I'm Lucy. This is my friend Ethel. Hi, my name's Louise. Call me Weezy. Hi, I'm Ginger.
Ginger. I'm Cliff, and this is my buddy Norm.
Hey.
Next Saturday, let the show begin. The world's biggest stars align in Louisville, Kentucky for the Do Action Sports Tour. Skateboarding, BMX, freestyle motocross. It's the Pro Tour of Action Sports. The Panasonic Open, live next Saturday, 2 Eastern, NBC.
With 2:09 left, the pressure now goes over to Ray Filyaw and the Chicago offense, trailing by 3. And John Dutton, what about him, Pat? He had hit just 2 of 10 before he made that clutch 4th down toss to McCullough, then hit Harrell for 20, then the touchdown to McCullough. Rush off the net to Johnson, having trouble with it. Johnson in his own end zone has to try to come out, and he'll be tackled there. That's no safety, that's just a touchback. And while we spot the ball for 5, let's take a look at our ADT defensive play of the game.
Well, we've seen some good ones, particularly in the first half by Colorado, but this the best. Leaping Lena catch by Willis Marshall to kind of shut the door on another Chicago drive.
At the time, that preserved a 20-0, or led to a 20-0 Colorado advantage.
I got a quick screen called here to Jeremy McDaniel down here at the bottom of the screen. So big body, just give a little screen pass, see if he can break some tackles.
There it is, McDaniel using the block of Molden. Hughley finally catches up, gets him out of bounds short of the 15-yard line as we tick down to that 1-minute warning.
Oh, man. You know, and so many things can happen in that last minute. Boy, these coaches just play it so well. You know, Mike Hohensee, been around all 19 years as a player and coach, and Coach Daly, as we said, has won 8 games the last 2 years in the last minute.
Chicago has scored a touchdown each of its last 6 possessions after being blanked in their first 3 of the game. And we have reached the 1-minute warning. Special timing rules and a berth in Arena Bowl 19 at stake. When we come back to the Mile High City, it's a 3-point game.
worried about leaving my family alone when I traveled. What if something happened? That's why I got ADT.
I came home one night and found a burglar in my house. And we live in a nice neighborhood. That's why I got ADT.
And now you can get the peace of mind that comes from America's #1 security company. Call now and save $100 off the regular price when you buy ADT's family package. Why worry when you have the security of ADT? ADT, always there.
Product not yet rated. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Gone for 3 years.
11 years. 53 years. She's been gone 60 years, and she's only 9 years old.
Log on to the4400.com and check your local listings for the premiere on USA Network.
Tonight,
3 kids, Dad.
who could have done this to their children? Go ask Mom and Dad.
Could have prevented this crime.
Criminal Intent, NBC Tonight.
Make the play. Listen to me now. Make a play on defense. We said defense will win championships. You practiced it. Now you got to come through with it. Here we go. Here we go.
Mike Daly calling for a defensive play. Let's go to Marty Snyder now with the Colorado or the Chicago side of things.
And it's loud down here on the field. You're down 3, Coach. Do you not want to score too quickly here?
No, we're going to try to hang on the ball a little bit, march it down. Exactly. Leave them as little time as possible, if none.
That's the one key he told me. We want to leave them no time on the clock to score after we score.
Yeah, Tom, what they're going to call is what they call a 360 stop.
How many games have we done where you see a 0 for a quarter?
You don't see it often.
1 for Chicago, 1 for Colorado today.
Well, Colorado playing tight coverage. Walter Molden's going to convert.
Phil Yaw downfield. Molden got tangled up. No flag. Hughley and Molden running together. Looked like incidental contact, and then Molden might have taken a flop hoping to draw a flag.
Yeah.
None forthcoming.
Yeah, third down play here. That was supposed to be a little hook route, but Atu Molden felt the press coverage. Well, he might have been held right there, and kind of converted a little hook to a deep pattern.
Chicago hasn't been stopped since that Phil Yaw interception early in the second quarter.
Well, Atu Molden on the post. He's the #1 guy that they're looking for. Man in the slot right there. He's running the post and then a bench route.
Third down, nice catch. Hawkins blasts C.J. Johnson after he hangs on to the football. And as good a game as Andy McCullough has had for Colorado, C.J. Johnson has for Chicago.
Yeah, he has been phenomenal.
First down, clock winds. And now it's stopped. Actually, the referee wound the clock, and then a timeout was called by Chicago to stop it. Well, now they say that Colorado took the timeout. Colorado stopped the clock. They're down to only 1 timeout remaining. In any event, we have a chance to look at our U.S. Army Iron Man of the game.
Well, how about John Boyer as a candidate, Tom? Remember, they were down 20-0 right before that play that really started the comeback for Chicago. Then he catches a touchdown pass. You know, he's great rushing the kicker. He's done just about everything again today.
So John Boyer, our U.S. Army Iron Man of the game, and we'd like to welcome our men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching today's game on AFN, the American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do for us. Hope you've enjoyed today's telecast wherever you might be stationed. The American Conference Championship of the Arena Football League, with a winner to face Georgia next week in Arena Bowl 19. Raymond Filyaw's passed for over 300 yards today.
On these short passes, you have to watch out for Kevin McKenzie.
That one complete. Molden didn't go down after the first hit. Rashad Floyd holding on to him, and then a shot taken. Molden didn't like it, but no penalty.
How about the hustle by Hugh Hunter, number 91 for Colorado? He rushed the passer first, then stopped that, and then went all the way out the flat to put the real stop on Atu Molden.
Now 33 seconds left. And the big play before the half, of course, that got Chicago right back into it was the Hail Mary play by Phil Yaw off the net to Atu Molden.
Yeah, it's called 50 Hail Mary net. Good protection. Look, he just kind of wiggles up into the pocket, throws it high off the net so he gets a good bounce. Perfectly timed in position by Atu Molden, and that really got the momentum back. And then they got the possession to start the second half. They scored, and then they got a stop, and now they trail by 3.
That last timeout, stopping the clock with 33 seconds, was taken by Colorado. And so they are out of timeouts.
You've heard the call again, 70 Storm, S post. He's the S. So looking deep first. If it's not there, you dump it down.
Raymond Villiard to Atu Molden inside the 20, knocked out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. 29 seconds.
That's a good guy to get involved when the game's on the line. Atu Molden.
And Rashad Floyd with a sure tackle as we take a look at our Budweiser second half game summary.
Raymond Villiard over 300 yards and the 5 touchdowns. That means he's had 10 touchdown passes in this building in 2 games this year. John Dutton, 4 TDs and no interceptions. The quarterbacks have played well, and you know what? They're each going to have a chance here. A chance to win it and get to Arena Bowl 19.
The two best friends matched up as head coaches. It's third down in the yard at the 19-yard line of Colorado. Villiard keeps. Hit hard right at the down marker. Did get enough for the first down. Rich Young and Hugh Hunter, the two buddies who have played together and watched film together religiously, combined to sandwich Raymond Villiard.
It may come down once again to Keith Gispert. This is the 4th and 1 play, and Raymond Villiard, ever since the knee injury a year ago, hasn't run as much, but he is a good runner. But, you know, once again, it may come down to Keith Gispert, who won the game in this building earlier in the year.
That came with 2 seconds left, a 21-yard field goal. They trail by 3 this time. 24 seconds left as Chicago takes the timeout, their first of this second half. And we remind you that we'll be at Belmont Park next Saturday for the final jewel of the Visa Triple Crown, the Belmont Stakes, the test of a champion over a mile and a half. Remember what a Fleet Alex did in the Preakness, what an athletic move that was as he regained his balance after nearly going to his knees. Jeremy Rose hung on, and he won by 5 lengths. Giacomo won the Derby, and Fleet Alex third. And Fleet Alex won the Preakness, Giacomo's third. The rubber match next Saturday from Belmont Park.
And you are going to get our Ironman award going from there to Las Vegas for Arena Bowl 19.
Villiard's pass caught by McDaniel. Stopped at the 10-yard line by Hughley.
Clock runs under 15 seconds. Now time called by Chicago.
They're down to their final timeouts.
I mean, this is just like yesterday's game.
Yeah.
It's just, I bet you 90% of the games we've seen come down to the last drive, the last possession.
Last play, yeah. Very often.
You know, Mike Daly sometimes said that, you know, in this situation, you might play give up defense, let them score, get the last possession.
13 seconds left. The American Conference Championship trophy and a trip to Las Vegas to meet the Georgia Force in Arena Bowl 19 next Sunday.
I just heard Mike Daly said, watch out for the tight end, John Lawyer. They like him in this situation.
Villiard's hit 5 of 6 on this drive, plus rushing for a yard and a first down.
Well, they're not going to throw it to the tight end this time, though. Man in motion is the #1 receiver.
Villiard's pass, too hard.
It's on the line, right?
I think it hit fan. Yeah, I think it hit some fans in the stands. Intended for McDaniel, incomplete. Third down, 10 seconds.
Unbelievable.
If they're able to score, this will be played exactly the way Coach Mike Hohensee wanted it. But first they have to score. Just 10 seconds left. 60 Storm wing smash is the play.
And he's running the smash. C.J. Johnson, who's had such a big game, he'll fake in and then try to break outside.
Villiard. Broken up.
Delvin Hughley, just like last week, he tipped 2 balls away in the 4th quarter against San Jose. A tremendous tip away there to prevent the first down play.
Hughley matched up with Hughley.
Those real long arms by Delvin Hughley, just staying coach and close and then tipping it away. And here comes Keith Gispert.
On 4th down. Gispert has hit 5 of 7. Point after touchdown. He's missed his only field goal attempt from 26 yards. This one from 25 to tie the game with 6 seconds left.
Oh, critical. First down for Chicago.
Penalty against Colorado will give Chicago a first down.
I think it was number 97, Brian Shaw, who jumped and made contact.
Defense number 97.
Unbelievable. Just a play you cannot make in that circumstance.
Coach Daly said it's the little things. An offside when Chicago, with 6 seconds left, was going to attempt a field goal to tie the game. Now with a 1st and goal, they'll send Raymond Filliol back on the field. 6 seconds left. 1st and goal, a trip to the Arena Bowl.
Well, no surprise here. Atu Molden's the guy they want to get the ball to.
From the 5-yard line. Raymond Filliol loads, fires, intercepted. There's a flag down. There's a flag on the play. Rashad Floyd intercepted, but a flag on the play.
And I think they're going to call Floyd for holding Molden.
The confetti is
a little early.
Premature.
Half the distance to the goal. First down, 1 time down.
Well, it's indoors, but going to have to bring in the snow blowers. You know, you see that in New England a few times?
The vacuum cleaners.
Yeah, exactly. Here's what the fans thought was the winning defensive play. Number 4, Floyd, holding. Yeah, absolutely held him twice. Good call. Easy call for the officials. Filliol knew it right away. And so now bring in the vacuum cleaners.
What a finish.
It's into the field.
A little premature celebrating.
They'll move the ball to the 2.5-yard line, and Chicago will get one more play. The last play of the game, barring a penalty.
Yeah, I think they have to try to kick the field goal, don't you?
Tie it and put it into overtime.
Well, yeah, you know, what a call for Mike Hohensee. You go for the win, or you try to get to overtime.
He'll have a little time to think about it.
You know, I've seen a lot of things over the last 3 years in the real league, but I've not seen this. Two big plays. First of all, Colorado had forced a field goal. Brian Shaw jumps, makes contact, gives Chicago an automatic first down. Critical there. And then on the very next play, the pass interference play, Atu Molden being held by number 4, Rashad Floyd. Held twice. 2 critical mistakes at the end by Colorado. But I still, Keith Gispert's out on the field, so we're really back where we were about 10 seconds ago, Tom.
But you know, they're not going to make him kick with all this confetti on the field, are they? I mean,
well, you remember what was the kicker? Was it Vinatieri? New England. They bring out the snow blowers.
That's when they had the guy
this
came out and cleared the place.
They don't have. This is the next best thing to the snow blower. You got the hat, kind of clearing the way.
It doesn't seem though.
Quite right.
Quite right to make him kick it with all that.
Well, they're going to have to do something before they go into overtime, too, right?
Yeah. John Dutton hoping that they can claim that trophy, but 1 play left. Yesterday, down in Atlanta, the Georgia Force. This was the fumble by Hamilton, or no, that's safety. Safety by Hamilton, and then Chris Jackson, touchdown reception.
That was the two-point play attempt that would have tied it.
Look at the confetti on the field, and Gisbert was going to try it. Alfonso Holds 18 yards to put it in overtime. Keith Gisbert, 18 yards out. Bad snap. Alfonso got it down, and Gisbert kicked it through.
Great play by DeJuan Alfonso, the holder. Remember, their ordinary long snapper is out. That's Colin Grachek. He's out with an injury. So John Secor filling in for him. Second poor snap. Gisbert hangs in there with it, and DeJuan Alfonso, as the holder, I think the worst job in football, did a great job of playing shortstop and getting the ball down.
Did he ever? Right in the middle of all the confetti.
Look at that. Low ball. You know, and this kind of the mental toughness of these kickers in this league. I mean, there's a lot of things going against these kickers, and there's a mentally tough one in Keith Gisbert.
Now the question is, are we going to play overtime with all that confetti on the field?
There's your answer.
Came out with the brooms.
These look like pretty small brooms for that much confetti.
We'll be here tomorrow at this rate.
Ahead after each snap of possession. Your call again. That's tails, that's heads. Your call is tails. Call is tails. It is tails. You wish to give that offense or defense? Give them the ball. Defense first. To start overtime, Colorado will receive. Which end do you want to receive? We'll go that way. Colorado will receive this end.
Well, they went through the 16 games of the regular season, the playoff game last week, 4 quarters of this conference championship game, and we still haven't decided who meets Georgia in the Arena Bowl. Back with overtime after these messages.
The weather's heating up, and so are the deals at Aaron's. And so is this sand. So hot-footed on over there.
At Aaron's Sizzling Summer Sale, you'll get the guaranteed lowest prices on name brand merchandise throughout the store, like on this Dell computer, and you're pre-approved. Do the math. Shop Aaron's.
Like it? Hey, a lot smarter than a look. Did I tell you to call my own plays?
Thank you for calling ADT Security Services.
I just wanted you to know that security system saved me twice.
You all have given me peace of mind.
I tell everybody I see, get an ADT security system.
Like these customers and millions more, you'll feel more secure with ADT in your home. ADT helps protect your family from burglary, fire, and carbon monoxide. Call now and save over $100 off the regular price when you buy ADT's family package. And you may save up to 20% off your homeowner's insurance. ADT, always there.
With our producer David Gibson, director Jeff Simon, Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, and Marty Snyder in Denver, where the PA man called it the Confetti Zamboni came down.
You know, it looks like my college son's room on a Saturday morning.
He's graduated now. You can't say that about him anymore. He's out in the real world now.
That's it.
They've had volunteers out of the stands even to help clean up the confetti.
The Zamboni's not terribly effective.
No, it's not.
That?
It's needs a tune-up.
Yeah. Wow, this is quite unusual. You know, as a player, I think you have to try to keep the edge on, the focus. Remember what's at stake here. You got the Arena Bowl next week.
What about as a broadcaster?
You know, I'm very focused. You know that.
Let's go down to Marty in the middle of all the confetti.
I was going to say, as we stand amongst the confetti with Coach Owens, he walked me through the bizarre last few seconds of the end of the regulation.
Well, obviously, they get an intentional pass interference, so the clock would go off, and we wouldn't have time to run another play, and that was a smart play on their part. But I think they should have been penalized for what happened out here on the field. That's no different than people throwing bottles and things out there and trash on the field. So, I don't know. This kind of thing shouldn't happen, though.
What were you politicking for then? A penalty of what?
An extra penalty, unsportsmanlike conduct.
All right, now talk about your team's play on that last drive, though. Very poised and didn't panic.
That's exactly it. You know, they've been like that all year. You know, I count on this football team. They came out here and down 20 points, partner. You know, I thought they did a heck of a job, and we still have a chance to win this thing.
Talk to me about overtime. Did you take the ball first?
No, we're kicking off first. Our defense has been playing well. We've been getting some stops, so we're hoping to get some stops, force them to a field goal, and go down and score.
Good luck in overtime.
Thank you.
Tom?
All right, Marty. As the cleanup continues, he was You know, it probably, Pat, would be an unsportsmanlike penalty or something, I guess, but you'd hate to see a game of this magnitude decided.
But even if it were, right? I mean,
you still had to kick the field goal. It would just have been another half the distance to the goal.
Right, yeah. You know, remember these overtimes in this league, you see a lot of them because the games are so close. You know, each team is guaranteed at least one possession, one offensive possession.
Yeah, and Marty has switched over to the other team to talk to Coach Daly. Marty?
Yeah, and talk about a man who's been around this league a while. I don't think you've probably never seen anything like this, have you?
No, I've never seen anything like it. I'm sorry that somebody jumped the gun on it, you know, but I guess it's understandable. You know, you didn't see the flag and the excitement of the situation, so I'm sorry it's happened, but we'll have to play through it here.
Coach Hohensee was politicking for an unsportsmanlike conduct because of the confetti.
Oh, I think he's got every right to. You know, it's our place. We got to be responsible for those kind of things. So, you know, I understand why he is.
Talk to me about the decision to go for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal. That's what got you this point.
Yeah, well, you know, we just feel like we had to do it, and you know, we certainly were able to pick it up. You know, it was good. It's kind of a critical time in the game. You're thinking points, but I'm glad we picked it up.
Tom?
All right, Marty. Well, Pat, the last time we were in Denver to do a Colorado game, it snowed a foot. We've got 2 feet of confetti this time. Let's go back to Al in New York. Al?
Well, Tom, look at it this way. The AFL just got themselves on every sportscast in America tonight with this. This is obviously very wacky, and I think as you look back at those last-second penalties of Colorado, one thing comes to mind for all the officials in this league that get shots week after week after week. This entire game included replays where calls were reviewed, like this one that's going to go in favor of Chicago, and rightly so. The officials, at least from where I sit today, got everyone right upon further review.
Well, they have the best officials in the Arena Football League doing these games for that reason. I think you're right. The same thing yesterday in the Georgia Forest win. They did a nice job, and it's good to see them get it right.
I absolutely agree with you, especially when you look back at some of the catches, some of the no catches that we saw. We saw one with Molden right on the boards at the goal line. Everybody thought it was a catch. We watched again. They got it right. Officials deserve a big slap on the back for this.
You know, we've been watching this league for a few years now. And when it was 20-0, we were all sitting here, and it just felt like there's no way in the world. And then the one play, the fumble that Pat and Tom have been talking about, and the play at the end of the first half completely set the tone for the second half. And Mike Hohensee was right when he talked to us. He said, or it was
Absolutely. We talked to Mike Hohensee and we talked to Doug Plank. Doug Plank told us something's going to happen.
Right.
And he said, just watch Mike Hohensee's demeanor. It doesn't change. Mike Hohensee never changed the way he felt the entire game. You never saw him lose his grip, his focus. He never panicked, and neither did his players.
Yeah, and I think that's why they're where they are right now, because of the coach. You're looking at two of the finest coaches in arena football, and Mike Daly and Mike Hohensee from the same kind of school. They keep their composure. They keep it rolling. And their teams fight to the very end.
And on the same page, how about Raymond Filliard? Here's a guy that I was on his case a little bit at the first half. The guy didn't even complete 50% going into half or right at half, and then he comes out. His focus is good, his demeanor's good, and he leads his team all the way back.
How about Gisbert? I mean, our theme today has been kickers and all the missed extra points and field goals. He came through amidst the confetti and amidst being frozen for that
They
time.
showed him the video of your kick at halftime, and he picked up a couple pointers there.
Absolutely, but how about the hold by Alfonso?
That was the play right there. DeJuan Alfonso taking that ball, getting it set amidst the confetti with all that pressure right there. Set it up perfectly for Gisbert.
You know, it was funny, folks. During all this happening out there in Colorado, Ray was talking about his coaching days and how all the time, every day, they would talk about situations and try and dream up all the craziness that they possibly could. Well, there's no way in the world that they could have dreamed up what happened here so far in Colorado. We've got an overtime to play. Both teams get a possession, then we shall see. Let's go back to Tom Hammond and Pat Hayden for overtime in Colorado.
All right, Al, and I wouldn't put it past Mike Daly if he didn't practice this, too. It seems like he's thought of everything, but even C said that when he was talking to Marty, he hadn't seen anything such as this. It looks, Pat, as if we're going to do the bbest we can getting it off the field, which means some remains, and we're going to play on into overtime.
You know what? If you're a player, you can't use it as an excuse. I mean, Keith Gisbert didn't, and you just play on.
So some confetti remains.
See the overtime records. The Rush 0-2 this season, and for Colorado, their first go at an overtime game this year. And these quarterbacks, you're looking at John Dutton and Raymond Filliard, you know, over and over again in this league, you come to these kind of situations. And, you know, it's unbelievable. In the outdoor game, you maybe have 2 or 3 games a year, but it seems like every week they have to do it.
And there have been clutch plays on both sides, including Dutton's 4th down completion to McCullough for a continuing of a drive that put them up by 3. There are the overtime rules. As we've been saying, each team gets 1 possession and then the first team to score.
Well, it's going to be fun, huh?
Yeah, it should be.
Has been.
Conference championship at stake still. And a berth in Arena Bowl 19. Ginsburg kicks off for Chicago. And another touchback.
He's tough, isn't he? Mentally tough. Keith Ginsburg, boy. You know, Mike Hohensee wanted to start overtime on defense. He's got his wish. And he's got big old John Moyer, who came up big last week in the 4th quarter against Los Angeles, rushing the passer.
John Dutton, who won an Arena Bowl championship with the San Jose SaberCats and was MVP of the championship game. Now in overtime for a berth in Arena Bowl 19. His first pass is complete, short gain to Harrell. Harrell is immediately stopped by Russell Shaw. No chance to run after the catch that time for Damian.
Here's that DeJuan Alfonso, too. Remember DeJuan Alfonso when had the great hold that the guys in the studio were just talking about. And always make hustle plays on defense, Alfonso. The guy that plays that jack linebacker for them. They make a lot of interceptions, but he'll run and chase and cause a lot of fumbles.
Go! Second down, Dutton's pass, caught. Tony Lukens managed to get Willis Marshall out of bounds, but a gain of 21 and a Colorado first down.
I'll tell you, a lot of pressure, not only just because of the situation of the game, but a lot of pressure on John Dutton on this one. Again, just hard, he can barely even step into that at all. Kind of a touch pass, a deep pass, a little easier to have that touch on the deep ones than the short ones. And then they ran a corner route on Tony Lukens. They kind of changed it up. They started the game running a lot of post patterns on Lukens. Now they change it up, run some corners.
John Thomas was putting the pressure on John Dutton. First down, Colorado trips to the left side of the formation. Dutton looking that way. Fires a little short arm, sidearm toss to Kevin McKenzie, who's hit by Lukens.
Sidearm, overarm, 3 quarters. These guys have to have all the releases. Throw it off that back foot. Here's the sidearm shot. Watch him kind of throw it as he's backing up. I mean, you just can't sit in the pocket here and kind of lean into a lot of throws.
Ball is just short of the Chicago 15-yard line. Second down.
I just heard the play again. Another corner route, surprisingly. This one to wing. They started with a lot of post routes. Now Damian Harrell's going to run the corner.
John Dutton chased from the pocket. Lost it up. Oh, nearly intercepted by Todd Howard. Or did he have it?
No, he had it.
Still waiting for the signal.
Did they say interception? I thought he dropped it.
I did too. Well, as Al and company were saying, that the officials have gotten it right all afternoon, and they call it an interception. An interception by Todd Howard. Let's see. Can't really see if the ball hit the turf there, but he still has it.
Look at that. His coach calls him Spark. That's his nickname. Yeah, that's an interception. Yep. Any guy who can play as a starting cornerback in the Big Ten for 3 straight years, you got to have some talent. Todd Howard did at Michigan.
Todd Howard, the rookie from Michigan, from Bolingbrook, Illinois High School, makes an interception in overtime. So now Chicago takes over at the 5-yard line. Philyaw completes the pass. Out in the flat, caught by Russell Shaw. Rashad Floyd makes the tackle. It's up to the Colorado defense now to preserve a chance for a trip to the Arena Bowl. Dutton intercepted in the end zone by Todd Howard.
He's got a wing slant to C.J. Johnson, who's been magnificent, right? A little slant route to the guy in motion.
There it is, Johnson with a catch. Taken down at midfield by Floyd. First down, Chicago.
Yeah, you look at the dejection on John Dutton's face. Last year in this same game, the championship game, they came up 9 yards short. This year, a tremendous interception by Todd Howard.
C.J. Johnson with 11 catches, 162 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Well, 30 stop. Everybody's going to run some short routes. Looks like Molden should be open.
He is. McKenzie and Floyd combined on the stop, a yard shy of the first down.
Remember, for Chicago, field goal wins it now. Keith Gispert kicked a clutch field goal a moment ago to send it to overtime. Beat Colorado here early in the year in February with a field goal. May have a chance to do it again.
Trying to beat Colorado for the 3rd time this season. And just 15 yards away from doing it. I don't think Coach Hohensee wants to leave it up to a field goal unless he has to. Molden! No good. Out of bounds. Defended by Floyd.
Yeah, you know, Rashad Floyd did a great job of crowding the route. You know, as you get in that end zone, you know that sideboard, if you're a defensive back, is out of bounds. So you kind of crowd your guy outside. And see, once he hits that sideboard in the end zone, he's out of bounds.
Third down and a yard.
You know, we haven't seen much running from Bob McMillan, who's one of the league's all-time bests.
Here he is. And he has the first down, but there's a flag down. McMillan scores the winning touchdown if it counts. There's a penalty marker on the play that came in early.
It's got to be against Chicago. Both teams thought they won the game.
Offside. Offense number 3 lined up across the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's a penalty you don't see called much in this league.
Russell Shaw lined up in the neutral zone. Spot the ball back to the 20. Repeat 3rd down. Except now it's 3rd and 6.
You know, I don't know how you do that. You know, if it's a run, where you line up just has no significance. Makes no sense to be offsides there. Well, 3rd down, 30 stack he's got called. It's a 3-step drop, short routes. The man in motion should be open. No, press coverage all the way across.
Villial for the end zone. No good. Intended for C.J. Johnson. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Ernesto Pernsley, the defensive coordinator, went with a little defensive changeup and played press coverage all the way across the board. And here comes Keith Gispert again.
Had the game winner back on February 13th, 21 yards to win it. As that pass goes incomplete.
You know, that's a good defensive call, a defensive series.
There it is, game-winning attempt, 35 yards, Keith Gispert. Alfonso gets it down, the kick is going to be no good. Play on.
Next team to score wins. It's now sudden death. So it goes from advantage rush to advantage crush. Wow, what a game, huh? Just didn't hook for him.
The magic ran out for Keith Gispert, who had put it into overtime. Alfonso, another good job of a high snap, getting it down.
Every kicker dreams of that. That opportunity to send your team to the big one.
Son Elway with a smile. Hohensee thought it was good.
No.
But his angle, not true. And so Colorado takes over at its own 5-yard line, and we're now in sudden death.
All right, 3-step drop called by John Dutton. He's got a couple of hitches, and then what he calls a lookie. Maybe to Andy McCullough. It's going to be a quick pass. Go! Harrell should be open.
Pump one way, Dutton retreats to his end zone and throws it away.
Smart play. Smart play by John Dutton.
This is no time for a turnover.
No.
Or a sack.
Indeed, yeah.
Or a safety.
It happened yesterday twice to Orlando.
Well, if you like what you've seen today and yesterday, you want to join us for Arena Bowl 19 from Las Vegas next week. The Georgia Force against Question mark. 3 o'clock Eastern time. Gispert watches.
McKenzie on a go.
Dutton's pass. Nice catch. Harrell crabs his way across the 15 for a first down.
They don't all have to be touchdowns to be great catches, do they, Tom?
That was a drive continuing. Lay your body out by Davian Harrell.
Yeah, he was trying to go for the go. That wasn't there. It was taken away. So old dependable Davian Harrell, who came into the game with 122 catches, another key one there.
16-yard line, first down, Colorado. Sudden death overtime.
Go!
Dutton's pass caught again short. McKenzie this time on the receiving end, about 5 yards.
Dutton's got two big receivers at 6'4" with McCullough and Harrell, and then McKenzie, who's only 5'11", but really strong after the catch. .500 Storm, S go. S is their McKenzie again. He's on a go. Just by the pre-snap look, he's ready to go. It looks like he's going to be taken away, but
Dutton with another completion. McCullough has this one. First down, Colorado. Lukens the tackle, but not until first down yardage gained. And the drive continues now in Chicago territory.
Well, John Elway won 47 games in the fourth quarter. Mike Daly has won 8 games in the past 2 years in the last minute. He's in overtime now.
You think some of that Elway magic can extend from the owner's box down to the field? John Dutton hopes so. He got the embrace from Elway, remember, in the locker room before the game, a handshake and a hug to send him out onto the field for this conference championship game. Flag down, looked like Chicago was offside. McCullough for the touchdown. Let's check the penalty. Looked like Chicago was offside. If so, yes. Colorado wins. Dutton to the star of the game, Andy McCullough. Touchdown catch. The confetti's for real this time. Let it fly.
11 catches for McCullough. 4 touchdowns. And you know what John Dutton did? The snap count was on 3. He was trying to draw him off sides. He got that. He knew he had a free play. So he throws it up and lets 6'4" Andy McCullough go up and send his team to Las Vegas. What a finish.
Dutton with 5 touchdowns and an interception. Andy McCullough, 11 catches, 137 yards, 4 touchdowns, including the game winner. Mike Daly's taking the Colorado Crush in their 3rd year of existence to the Arena Bowl. And Marty Snyder is with winning quarterback John Dutton.
Just an incredible end to this game, Tom. And John, did you know you had a free play there? Is that why you went for the end zone?
Yeah, we had the post route to Andy. And I got him off sides. I looked for the flag. I said, screw it. Throw it up to Andy. He made a great play.
The only thing you said after the other interception was, give me one more shot, defense. You got it.
Oh, boy. I didn't know what to think after that interception. Thought I cost us the Arena Bowl. But, you know, I relied on my other teammates. Defense came up big. And we came through at the end.
Last time this man was in the Arena Bowl, he was the MVP leading San Jose to the championship. Tom?
He's heading back a week from today, and John Elway's team, in its 3rd year of existence, will be playing for the Arena Football League Championship in Arena Bowl 19. Keith Gispert missed what would have been a winning field goal, and John Dutton able to throw the touchdown pass to Andy McCullough. So Colorado in overtime beats Chicago 49-43. Next Sunday, the Georgia Force, the Colorado Crush, Arena Bowl 19, live from Las Vegas, Sunday at 3 Eastern Time. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, your local news. Then tonight on NBC, beginning at 7, 6 Central, all new Dateline NBC, then Law & Order Criminal Intent and Crossing Jordan. For Pat Hayden and Marty Snyder, this is Tom Hammond saying so long from Denver, the AFL on NBC.
6 years ago, it was an open for the ages.